Ricola.
Ricola.
Yeah.
All right. This episode brought to us by Ricola, the throat-saving lozenge, coveted by old men everywhere.
Yes.
Kevin, it's good to see you. Welcome back to the Collectors.
Thank you. It's great to be back. Was I not on the last episode? I think I was.
Yeah, you've had a good run. It's going to be an intimate episode today, maybe. It's me and Kevin so far. We should have some other friends joining us soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for clicking on the link and coming by today's episode. My name is Bill. We're going to guide you through our collections, probably more new stuff to the collections this week than looking at like legacy stuff in our collections. Because my gosh, I've had a lot of stuff piling up. Me and Kevin even went shopping together. So we got that stuff to show. I had a huge mail call. This is embarrassing. This is like what Kevin does. He gets this stuff.
Well, you gotta take advantage of the shipping, you know?
Yeah, this is going to be crazy. I'm going to blow your minds when we open this mail call. And I've been sitting on this for like 3 weeks.
I made the mistake of, because it's all been sitting on our coffee table, just everything that we bought over the last few days. And yesterday I said, screw this. I'm going to put all this stuff away. So I cleaned it all up and I put it all away. And then Bill sends a message, hey, we're doing a show tonight. And I had to take it all out. But it's worth it. I got a lot of good stuff to show. I got tons of stuff to show. All of it is vinyl.
Whoa. Back to the vinyl show.
Yep, pretty much. I've been on a vinyl kick. Well, a couple of things happened. You know, we went to a couple of shows. And, you know, when you're going to a show, like a music show, you kind of you're in the music mood. So you want to check out a couple of vinyl record stores. And then the vinyl shows have started up again, too. Not as many as before the pandemic, but there's a few of them. We missed the one in Oshawa a couple of weeks ago, but last weekend we went to the one in Newmarket. So I got all the stuff I grabbed there to the show.
Oh. Yeah, I was kind of surprised to hear that vinyl collecting shows that's happening again.
Yep.
So I haven't been to one of those in like 10 years, maybe. It's been super long for me to go that hardcore into it. But yeah. Also new to this week, Kevin said, let's go headphoneless. Let's go head naked ears.
I'm just following the trend. That's what I do.
If you guys are listening live and you think it sounds like crap, let us know. We'll put headphones on for you. That's okay.
I got them here.
Headphones on.
I can plug them in.
But Kevin wants to join. He's pretty wild and crazy nowadays. So he wanted to let those lobes out big time. Oh, yes. By the way, episode 10, get your champagne out for that. Episode 10 of the Collectors.
Oh, well, I got the sparkling water. Does that count?
Sure.
I'm saving that for later.
And a big thank you to last episode of the Collectors. That was a huge episode. Big thank you to our special guest, Bill from Toronto. Man, that guy brought the numbers. He's like booking Howard Stern on your show or something. It's just took right off. Our top episode.
It's weird because I thought I knew somebody named Bill who was the biggest Bob Dylan fan, but now you're in second place.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That guy brought the goods, man. I've never seen you bring the goods like that before.
I've been bringing goods for years now on this channel.
He had all of his CDs put into an envelope and the cases sitting there all empty because that envelope thing needed to be full of Bob Dylan.
Yeah. He had some wild stuff. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go back and check out episode 9 of the Collectors, because that was a fun episode. And yeah, that was pretty cool. And as you can see, YouTube, this is brand new content, not copied from anyone else's channel. This is brand new original content happening right now live for all you people. So Okay, don't forget, hit the like and subscribe because we got big stuff coming, like this mail call, which you guys are, it's going to blow your mind away, especially people who've been watching this show for a while. It's going to blow your mind.
I also have a record that has been sealed for at least 35 years. And I got my X-Acto knife here. So who knows? Will it be opened? Who knows? It might.
Yeah.
It might not.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. Well, I need audience participation to get me to unbox this thing beyond just showing you what it is, because that thing is deserving of its own YouTube video, what we have in that box.
I see.
Just letting you know. What's Chris Roberts is DMing us. It's not here yet though, so he's well into the sauce. I think he's well into the sauce.
Okay,
but it's episode 10. You got to bring the sauce. Hey, Danielle's joining us. It's good to see you.
All right. Well,
okay.
Where should we start, boss?
I want to start with this. I've been holding on to this for a super long time. And it's a good lesson for us collectors about compromise. Because it's a CD. And this is something that I've been looking for an extremely long time on vinyl, but it's just not happening. So I had to compromise and just say, get it on CD. So we're talking about this Grateful Dead live album. This is Cornell 77. This is the big boy. That's the big boy right there. That is been called the greatest bootleg live recording of the Grateful Dead ever. They did finally put it out on vinyl, I guess limited, because now if you look for it, the cheapest you'll find the vinyl is $500. Normally it's in the $700-800 range for the vinyl for this. So
how many discs is that?
CD is 3. I think the vinyl might have been 4 discs.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount.
Maybe 4.5. It is the quintessential live concert like that you're going to want to find. This was recorded off a Betty board. You ever heard of Betty Cantor? She was the Grateful Dead's audio engineer. She would live record them for a few years, and her boards became legendary due to her ability to drop the ears of the audience, the listener, right into the middle of the band. You got, Bob over here and Jerry here, and the piano kind of dancing over here, and the drums all around you. They were quite incredible, and she did quite a job recording. And like, this is the 70s, and not a lot of female recording engineers at that time too. So she was a trailblazer. But I love the story of Betty Cantor and her live recordings. And there is a short documentary about this on YouTube. So if I get the facts wrong, surely you can point them out to me in the comments. She, when she left the Grateful Dead, she got married and moved on. But the Grateful Dead, being the Grateful Dead, aren't so great about, keeping track of their assets. She was allowed to take with her the majority of her reels, all of her recordings, even though she worked for the Dead. She kept the recordings. So as the Grateful Dead was trying to compile their archive of every live show, the Betty boards were missing. Now they had other recordings from the field from people listening, but the Betty boards were not there. And that's just the Grateful Dead. They let these things get away from them, and Betty let them get away from her too, because one day they were found in a storage locker. An abandoned storage locker was all the Betty boards. Luckily, someone knew what they had, or they listened to it. They discovered they had something super special, and the Betty boards were saved, because they could have easily just went to the dumpster and lost forever. But the Betty boards were saved by a storage auction.
Nice.
So go get a different one. They're all in the garage.
This is part of the show where Bill talks to his kids.
Yeah.
So what makes that show so unique and special? Because there's been so many Grateful Dead shows recorded. Why is that the big one?
Let me tell you the chief complaint about this. Like, it's so perfect. The main complaint people have is that the audio fidelity is so perfect it takes away from the performance of the Grateful Dead. So they're mad that people are going, this sounds so freaking good. I can't even pay attention to the performance. I'm just so amazed at the sound.
Well, then rip it to MP3 and you're good to go.
So, yeah. It's just their performance was spot on. The Morning Dew on here is like legendary. I originally had tapes of this. I had this from a tape trade, not the Betty board, but from another field recording. And so I had it on my wish list because I missed when the Grateful Dead sold the vinyl in its first run. So I just put it on my wish list, never ever came back on. And finally, after scouring eBay for however long it's been, seeing that price continue to go up to almost $1,000, compromise is something collectors have to do. And I mean, it sounds pretty good on CD.
Yeah, CD's not bad.
Super booming bass on this. Super booming. The way they mixed it. I don't know if that's good or bad, but you get some fill bombs on there that are. I'm listening to it in the car, and it's got that subwoofer in the car just a pounding. It's like Derek driving by.
I gotta say, for big sets like that, I prefer CD for the size, because those vinyl sets, once you start getting past 4 records, 5 or 6, that's a lot of weight and record to move around. So, all my Black Sabbath expanded editions, but I get them all on CD just because they're smaller and compact. I have the original albums on vinyl already, so I don't need another vinyl copy of it. When you just want the extras and that, it's kind of nice to have a smaller set that's easy to store.
Yeah, well, it's even nicer when you buy the vinyl and they give you the discs with the vinyl.
That they used to do that a lot back in the day when the music industry was tanking and they were trying to get people to buy physical editions of music again. And I do have a few vinyl records that did come with a CD, but that went the way of the dodo as soon as the vinyl started taking off again, and people were spending $40 for brand new vinyl set.
So your other lesson is, of course, when your bands do put out a vinyl release, to just go ahead and buy it right away.
Yeah.
Don't think about it because it'll be gone. So currently the Grateful Dead is celebrating the, I don't know what anniversary of the famous Europe tour. And they're putting out a bunch of vinyl for that. Luckily, I have like the official and I have the expanded, but they also have this 4-date run they're putting out on vinyl. 24 pieces of vinyl in this box set.
That's insane.
All 4 nights. What do you think the price is on
that? 24?
Yeah. Big box.
I'm going to say, I mean, I've seen, what did they do? Like there's that Gene Simmons set that came out for an insane price. And then there was a expanded edition of Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction that came out for something like $5,000. So I'm going to say $10,000. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, pump the brakes. It's not that bad.
I wouldn't say it.
No. They're not raping us that bad. No. Right. Okay. In that context, it's a deal at, I think it's between $500 and $600.
Yeah, that's a steal. I'd buy that. Seriously, there's like that Gene Simmons vault. I think it came out for $10,000. And then there was some expanded edition of maybe it was $1,000 for Guns N' Roses, but it was ridiculous.
Well, so maybe Kevin's talking me into it, but oh boy,
that's a lot.
It's still a lot. I think I did the math, and it's somewhere just under $30 per piece of vinyl. It's still a lot, And it is a limited edition, so it's probably going to be sold out by the time it goes on sale.
Oh, if it says limited edition on it, forget it. You got to buy it right away, or else you're not going to get it. The collector market flipping market. It's too crazy. But it's kind of it depends on the fan base, I think, too. Like, for instance, like Neil Young, in general, if you wait this is in Canada, I'm not sure about United States or whatever, but if I wait on a Neil Young album, I generally can get it cheaper some point, like maybe like a year later or something like that, when it after it comes out. But something like Bob Dylan or Grateful Dead or something like that, where it's in high demand and they throw a limited edition on it, forget it. You got to pick it up right away or it's gone.
Grateful Dead, I don't know. They're constantly putting out products, and it's like, how can us guys keep up? It is just pounding you every month with stuff you just gotta have. But maybe more compromise is on the horizon. But even these or their digital subscription is expensive too.
Well, how much was the CD?
Okay, so the CD, I think it was just around $24 or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's almost a no-brainer.
So
yeah.
All right, so that was my big opener. Hope that excited everyone out there. Don't forget to hit the subscribe because you like that so much. Let me see what Kevin brings to the premiere for his premiere showing.
Well, I was going to start off with the stuff I picked up before the Alice Cooper show. Oh. If we wanted to talk a little bit about the Alice Cooper show that we attended.
Yeah, I got pictures too we can go to.
Well, yeah. Well, why don't you show your pictures, and if any of mine are better, I'll show them if you're able to.
All right, sure. I didn't go crazy with the pictures because I don't like watching a concert through a little TV. So, but sometimes you just had to check it out. That's the wrong screen.
Well, good thing it's not too much of a wrong thing.
Let me start that again here.
So I think I took about 9 photos. Yeah, I got a photo like that.
So that's us waiting for him. After we got over the warm-up show, after we, got over the ecstasy of that band.
Buck Cherry had a rough night. Let's just say that.
God, they were not good. Buck Cherry. I wasn't familiar with them. Kevin said there was some hits, but they were so generic rock band. Like, I think I told you, it's like the band they put on the screen for, Rock Band, the guitar game.
Yeah,
that was them. They did everything stereotypical, tattoos, take my shirt off, sing generic, bland rock. But man, it made Alice come out like your head exploded as soon as you saw Alice. Yep. So this is us waiting for them to unveil the Alice stage. He doesn't let you see his background and all that jazz because he's got something special. Didn't photograph that great, but then he pops out. He comes out of a smoky haze there, and the crew comes out from their spots, going down the stage.
No, that was Frank and Alice.
Yeah, this is way later in the show. My pictures are not in order here, so he gets everyone in order, and they're all wailing. It's all sounding good. The drummer, I don't know if you got a good look at the drummer, but he was very good, eh?
The entire band was phenomenal. I like there was not a weak character in that band. Yeah, that's a good shot. Frank and Alice.
Yeah, doing some dance moves there. And this is near the end of the show. The balloons come out. Alice is resurrected, all in white, and he's got his sword, and he's swatting at the balloons, and they're full of confetti and stuff. Who's this little guy on the corner? I don't remember that guy.
I hadn't seen him before.
Yeah. Where'd he come from?
I didn't notice him. There was a lot to look at on that stage.
Well, I might as well continue with the mailbag. Bill from Toronto had to send us some Bob stuff for this week. So here it is. Yeah, 45 he picked up a few years ago. This is a weird one. It's Bob Dylan, George Jackson from 71. I've never seen it before. It's got a big band version on one side and an acoustic version on the other. And it's produced by Bob Dylan in the 70s. Is a bit weird. So he sent us that as something weird to look at.
Let me tell you, I've been cleaning up all the vinyl that I've been buying, and seeing that just makes me want to grab that 45 out of there and give it a good clean.
Put it in the washer.
Well, see, this is the new thing I've learned is to actually what they recommend is that you dry clean it first. So you put it down on a flat surface, like maybe get like a placemat, like a vinyl placemat, put it on top, and you take like a carbon fiber brush and you get all the dust out of the grooves. And it's amazing, like doing that. Like you just go along the grooves and you just take out all the dust, and it's amazing. Like even a vinyl record that looks clean, and you start dusting and pulling the dust out of the grooves, and it's crazy the amount that comes out of there. And then once you do that, then if it's got some fingerprints on it or some grease or whatever, then you put it in the washer. Because if you put it in the washer with all the dust on it, all of the dust is just going to turn, like it's just going to stick in there. It's not going to wash off. It might wash off the surface, but you're not going to get the stuff in the grooves, right?
Oh, yeah. Doesn't that wash create some kind of electrostatic force field or something that repels the dust?
It repels, like it makes it it gets rid of the static in it, right? So it won't attract new dust in the air to it. But repelling dust that's already there, it doesn't really do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good tips. Good tips. So yeah, all my pictures didn't pull over because I had pictures. He had this huge $1 billion baby break out of the wall.
Here, I'll share that.
Cool.
If I remember how to share things.
So that was Alice Cooper. He appeared in Toronto a couple weekends ago. And man, he was amazing. Second time I seen him, he probably had more energy this time than the first time I saw him.
Oh, you saw him before?
Yeah. He actually came. He did that tour where he was hitting all the little towns in Ontario, like Belleville and Cobourg and Aurelia, and then he did Barrie, which is where I'm at right now. So
right, that's right.
That was amazing.
Yeah, you could have saw Blue Rodeo the other night. They played in Barrie.
Oh well. Yeah.
All right, you see my photos there?
Gotcha.
There's Bill and Sarah.
Yeah.
Right there. There's Sarah and I before the show.
Whoever took that was brilliant.
And there's your Buck Cherry. They had actually a nice background on there. It's kind of cool.
They're already on stage and no one's in the seat.
That was before.
Oh, okay.
They're there. There they are. There's your guys right there. And then there's Alice before. That's him coming out. There's the baby, the $1 billion baby.
Yeah. He came crashing from that wall in behind. He was locked in.
Yeah, this wall over here. It's pretty cool. Took a photo of the Canadian flag for some reason. But yeah, and it was nice. We were up on the balcony there. All the suckers down here had the stand for the entire show.
Yeah.
We had a nice seat.
Yep. Now we didn't get to have confetti or guitar picks thrown at us, but
no, that's never mind about that. There you go. That's it. So,
tons of fun.
Absolutely.
And before that, we did some record shopping, and another shout out to Bill from Toronto who gave us some tips where to go to eat. So we took him up on his recommendation and ate at Hot House in downtown Toronto. So thanks for that, Bill, as well.
Yeah. So before the show, we had we made a little bit of a plan to go down early into the city and visit a few record shops. Unfortunately, we met up with Bill on the highway. We parked our car at a parking carpool lot, and we were waiting for Bill. And Bill had to take his sweet time to get there. Had to stop at many
No.
thrift stores to pick up VHS tapes, which put us behind. So by the time we got down there, we only had time to visit one store instead of several stores. But it was worth it because Bill, I believe he got a copy of Star Trek 3 on VHS and some movie with David Bowie in it. So it was kind of worth it, right? Like,
Yeah.
go to a bunch of stores that sell vinyl, or pick up a copy of.
I did this
David Bowie
before our appointed time, and then
which
had to
slowed
stop
you down to arriving at the parking lot.
It was the McDonald's that threw me off by a few minutes. Otherwise, I was on time.
Oh man, that's got it. That I remember that back in the day when you'd be on the overnight shift, and the morning guy would come in to relieve you, and he'd come in with the coffee, and it's like it'd come in like 10 minutes late with the coffee, and you're like, why did you stop to get coffee? You were supposed to be here. And then to make it up for you, he'll bring you a coffee.
I remember that. Yeah.
That's how he sounded. I brought you a coffee. And it's like, what? I'm going home to go to bed to sleep. I don't need a coffee. Anyway.
That's a Canadian thing for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, so we did stop at Cops on Queen Street. And if you know anything about Cops, in the basement, that's where they have all their cheap records for a quarter, 25-cent records. Now, 99.9% of the records down there are absolute crap, nothing you would ever want. But you got to search through it all to find the 0.1%. And I think I made out pretty good, pretty well. So the first thing, these were all a quarter. Keep in mind, these were a quarter. I probably wouldn't buy them if they were more than a quarter. But the first thing I got this 2 LP edition of Sha-Na-Na.
I saw that.
Rock and roll.
I took a pass on that.
So I loved Sha-Na-Na when I was a kid. And I haven't seen the show since I was a kid. And it's a 2-disc set, and one side is studio recordings and the rest is all live. And you'll notice on here it says it comes with a huge souvenir poster. Huge. So there you go. There's the Sha-Na-Na in there.
I don't like.
Come on, they were at Woodstock. How could you not like?
Yeah, I skipped that part of Woodstock every time.
That's your wheelhouse right there.
What
performed at Wheelhouse, and so it did. It does have the poster in there.
What? Oh well, that would have been.
Unfortunately, it's a black and white poster, but it was the 70s. I think that was the best they could do. Well, it's a good thing you didn't find this, because it would have been ripped before I got to it.
Yeah, Bowser, that's his name.
Bowser, yeah, with the muscles. So there you go. There's the Sha-Na-Na.
Well, that's a neat poster. Maybe you can sell that.
So that's 25 cents, by the way, 25 cents. I got this Bob Newhart comedy record, the most celebrated new comedian since Attila. It says right there, the Hun.
I did not see that.
And this is like from the 60s, straight from the 60s. And it's in pretty good shape. But Bob Newhart, his stick back then was to do the whole like he's on the telephone, and there'd be like a celebrity or someone like Attila the Hun or something like that, or Abraham Lincoln would be on the other line calling him up, and you would just hear his part of the conversation. It was always good stuff.
Yeah, his pacing is great.
Yeah. There was a bunch of singles down there too. 25 cents. So I got a Rick Ocasek. I'm a huge Cars fan, so I got me some Rick Ocasek there.
I didn't see that one.
This is the Billy Preston album
Yes.
with the chest hair. Bill
You
Paxton.
have that because I put it back.
See, here's the thing, Bill. I was quite surprised that you just bailed on that because you were supposed to be the thrift guy. You're always looking for deals and that. And Bill was like, no, I'm going upstairs for the high end stuff. I am not going to search through all this stuff. So all the stuff I left there, fair game.
I went through half of it and I wasn't getting the hits. I got that Billy Preston and I got I think a Liberace.
Well, I would have left that there.
And a soundtrack for some Richard Gere movie or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, An Officer and a Gentleman.
I was showing it to your wife Sarah and having fun. I'm like Billy Preston, his chest hair and all that. Then I went, well, I'm just getting this for the craziness of the imagery. Why am I buying this? So I put them back.
It's good. I mean, like, the picture on the front is pretty good, but it's really the attempt at doing a casual photo on the back that's the killer right there. Just kick the ground, Billy. Can I have my Jeep in the background? Yeah. Just make sure you kick the ground.
Mm-hmm. So have you listened to that one?
I did, and it is kind of half what Stevie Wonder was doing at the time. I can't remember who else. There was another artist that kind of reminded me of, but it's good.
Is it country or rockabilly
no, it's Billy Preston doing kind of like a Stevie Wonder type of deal. So it's kind of like R&B, it's good. The other one I found
before you go any further, because we never talked about the Beatles thing on Disney, the Beatles
I haven't seen it yet.
Mega documentary. Oh, okay, because that's incredible, especially. They're doing the legendary songs, and then Billy Preston walks in, and you don't realize the magic that he sprinkled on top of all those tracks until it's there. It's mind-boggling.
I do want to see it. It's so long, and we were doing the Oscar-nominated movies, but now that we're done with that, we probably should get to it. Okay, so next I found me a Carly Simon in there. With a very
is that? That's some butt cheek.
That's a risque cover. This is the kind of cover that has you understanding why Mick Jagger was kind of floating around that studio all the time. And you got to be a good looking woman if Mick Jagger is searching for you. He's floating around you all the time. So this was the follow up to the big one with You're So Vain on it. Or no, the third one or something. I don't know. Anyways, one of the follows. But pretty much anything Carly Simon in the 70s, you can't go wrong. And it's good. Mighty fine album, especially for 25 cents.
But I don't think she did anything risque like that. That cover is shocking.
It's right there. That's it right there.
God damn it.
Yeah. You could have had that for 25 cents, Bill. I'll save that one for later. I found a John Fogerty single. It's just from the Centerfield album. 25 cents. This is Sue Medley. Do you know Sue Medley at all, Bill?
Nope.
You should. You should
know Sue Medley.
So she's a bit of the Canadian version of sort of a half Bonnie Raitt, half Melissa Etheridge. But she toured. She opened for the big guy, Bob Dylan, for over a year, going around town to town, opening up shows for him. So Bill you might even seen her perform. You might have.
I don't think so. Hey, Rocket Toss.
But we just listened to this today, and it's great.
Do you have the year when she was
1990? I think 1990, 91. But the band on here is John Hyatt's band. So there's all sort of slide guitar on this, and it's good stuff. The only thing, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. I don't know if this is the 90s, but when you look at this is a really low res photo. Like you could see the digital. It's incredibly low res. And I thought, okay, well, maybe it's because it's the CD and they just blew it up. But if you look at it, even on the CD, it looks terrible. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Okay, so the final 25-cent album I got. Well, there's one more here, but it's part of the story. This is one of my favorite pickups. This is Mel Torme, A Time for Us. And you might think, who cares? Mel Torme, right? Who cares? But let me tell you, this is an extremely fun listen. He covers everybody on here, including where is it? It's somewhere on here, including the Beatles.
Yeah, so did Percy Faith. Doesn't mean it's good.
Oh, it's good. He does a really good job of She's Leaving Home. And my favorite part of this pickup is the person went ahead and rated the songs, and even gave like what genre it is. So they got disco. I'm assuming this is a woman because it's kind of like, I don't know, it seems like feminine handwriting to me, but I don't know. But she's got like, disco written down, which is amazing because this album came out in 1969, well before disco was a thing. And it doesn't sound a thing like disco, but in her mind, these were disco songs. And then her grading it's not like A or B or things. She gives them like this song here. It's a something. I can't read that. Maybe she was a doctor, but she gave it a VV. This gets 2 V's.
I was thinking V's, but maybe it's check marks.
Could be. Well, see this one here, it only got a VS, or maybe a VS is better. I don't know. This one only got 1, so I'm not sure.
Well, what got the triple V's and the plus S's there?
Yeah, this one is that's Hurry On Down, which I did listen to, and I gotta say, it isn't as good as the other songs on here. So I don't know why this got the big check marks. I was really looking forward to it because those had me excited, and then when the song played, I'm like, yeah, no. But the best song on here is the Beatles song, She's Leaving Home, and it got nothing.
No.
Zip, zilch on there. But fun pickup. That was a really fun listen, and it was fun to.
Well, you know how I know who Mel Torme is?
Through Night Court. That's how everyone knows the Velvet Dog.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Harry Anderson was onto something. So one other record I found down there was the soundtrack to Charade, or Charade, depending on how you pronounce it. Henry Mancini. We watched this movie sometime last year or the year before, and it's a great sort of like Hitchcock spy thriller clone with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn, but Walter Matthau is in it as well, who sort of plays. I don't want to say because I might give away too much.
I don't think I've seen that one.
But Mancini has never scored an actual Hitchcock film, so this is the closest you're going to get, and it's great. He also scored a lot of the Columbo episodes, and a lot of the music on here reminds me of those Columbo episodes. So it's good stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get it for a quarter. I had to pay $3.99 for it because it was misfiled. So there
was some drama I noticed you were having at the checkout there.
So they are a quarter, but they're 4 for $1. So if you got to have 4 in order to get them for a quarter each. So they made me scramble.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah. So they made me scramble and I was almost ready to say, just forget it. Like, just charge me, $1 for 3 records. I'm fine. I don't need another one. But I ended up grabbing the soundtrack to Oliver Twist because I'm like, I saw that movie when I was a kid. Maybe I'll like it. This was the best I could do in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
And it's not bad. It's okay. It's fine. It's got
so they're like, no, you must take one of those out of there from
in order to get the discount. And it has a lot of I would like to see the movie again. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but yeah, it was all right. It was fine. So then on the main floor, Bill did make me spend some big bucks, though. He is always pushing Bob Dylan wares onto me no matter where we go. But I can't disagree with this. This was a steal of a deal for $10. I got Bob Dylan's Street Legal, which is a good one.
Yeah, but it was cheap too, wasn't it? What'd you say?
$10. I just said it was $10. $10.
Crazy.
Yeah. And it fit the theme of the day because Bob kind of looks like Alice Cooper on the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of an Alice Cooper sort of look and feel, I think. So there you go. That's everything I got before the Alice Cooper show. And I think I spent, there was like Sarah had a couple of records in there too, but I spent $21 at that place.
Yeah, I spent way more than that.
You did.
Damn it. But it was fun going through all the quarter records. That was fun, especially to think that that's in downtown Toronto. You wouldn't imagine that's available.
Yeah,
but, it is.
Yeah.
And to say Kevin scrambled is an understatement because he was at least an hour in that basement going through every single piece of vinyl. And then they say, well, you got to find one more.
Yep. Yep.
Holy mackerel. Don't forget, we're doing this soon. You're going to make fun of me when you see that. And after I open it, I'll tell you that's the end. That's the end of buying those kind of things for me. I'm done.
Is it, are they all Sha Na Na records?
Yeah. I couldn't resist when I found this. I always pick up decent portable CD players like this Panasonic Anti-Shock, Extra Anti-Shock, X Bass portable CD player with the mash. And look at it's so hardy. You got to unlock it. It's got the weather seals all around it. This thing was like, I think it was only $5.
Oh,
Opens up all the way. You got the rubber gasket all around, so you can go diving with this, no problem. But I can't get the sucker to read a disc. Very heartbreaking. I've never had these guys like not work like that.
You might need to clean the laser, like the lens.
That's it.
You might. You could give it a try. It might work. You should be able to access it there. It should be pointing out there. Just look up on YouTube on how to clean the lens on those. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look dirty.
Can't hurt. Can't hurt the try.
Okay.
Didn't Duke just like remember when Duke did his CD player and the lens was just falling off the thing?
Yeah. Well, when you pop a disc in there, it can read the disc to say, hey, there's 10 tracks on here, but then it won't seem to not want to play anything after that. So I don't know, but it's very hardy machine. And if it was working, it'd be worth $50 on the resale market. And you say, why do you have these? I actually have one of these in my car because my car doesn't have a CD player. So I pack one of these in the glove box for when I take this on the road with me. I got a way to play it.
You can't.
That's why people are buying them.
Don't you have like you can hook up a USB to your stereo or anything?
Yep.
So why don't you just rip the CD to a USB and then you can put the USB in there? And
I want the pure orgasmic wave happening.
You can rip it to wave. Use a program called Exact Audio Copy, and you can rip it to wave. You can rip it to FLAC. I wouldn't rip it to MP3. That would be sacrilege. But Kevin's
right, of course. But I am lazy, so
it takes no time at all to rip a CD. Ripping a vinyl to files, that takes time.
Yes,
that is a work. But a CD, it's like 2 seconds. Does it all for you.
So we'll get to my vinyl I picked up before the show, but I was at a thrift store before that. Not Value Village, by the way. I'm loving all the negative publicity Value Village is getting in the news nowadays. Major news outlets are doing full on like 4-minute expose stories on how the prices are gouging at Value Village. However, I did find this Black Sabbath DVD
Oh, nice.
at a thrift store. A little expensive at $6.
I believe I only have that on VHS. I don't even have it on DVD.
Well, it's pretty light on the extras. Nothing here. The little catalog and the disc. I wonder if there's anything good in the catalog. Sony catalog of hits right there. Some
I
Pink
see some Pink Floyd,
George Michael,
Billy Joel,
Korn.
Neil Diamond.
No Shanana.
No, you got the inferior Neil.
Ooh, I like this. This is it was going to be one of those recycle cases that they punch this out, but they forgot.
It slipped their mind.
It's still pretty thin though. And I do not buy 45s normally, but this was there. And what is it? Why did I get this? Oh, because it's some Tom Petty action.
Oh,
with the
nice.
Not Stevie Nicks, who we know we don't like, but
what's on the B side?
On Modern Records, Gold Standard. Can you want to guess?
The version without Stevie Nicks.
No, it's pure Stevie Nicks, unfortunately.
Oh.
You got some leather and lace.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. That's actually a Stevie Nicks song, right? It was on her album. It wasn't on one of his.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his song, but it was that duo was on her album.
Yeah. Then she tried to get in the band. The band had to stop Tom. Take a breath, Tom.
Tom was a little smitten. What can we say?
Yeah, that's for sure. And boy, I wouldn't buy this, but for some reason, this person has been thrust into my history. And for $1, I couldn't help it just to show it to you guys. I got some Tiffany.
I saw that the other day.
You saw this?
I've actually been buying 45s, and when I was at that record show, I saw a copy of that, and I think Sarah actually had it already. Not that one, but the theme song to your show.
Right.
Not Feelings Forever, but whatever the show. Think You're Alone Now, right? Yeah. But yeah, they had Tiffany there.
You can still join the fan club, folks, if you want to.
Right.
But if I recall this, I was like, I put it down. I'm not doing this just for the spectacle of buying it. But when I opened it up, it had the adapter in there. So.
Oh, nice. There you go. That's a bargain.
Hey, we got Josh happening in the chat now. Creepy Josh. Good to see you, sir. Well, while I got you here, Josh, I have a question for you. Your 3D setup, is that Bluetooth glasses or infrared? If it's infrared, I might have some glasses for you. Okay. Are we ready to get to my records that I picked up?
I'm ready.
Remember, we still have that giant box in the mail to pick up.
Wait a minute. This is an exclusive here. Rocket Sauce says that Tiffany was in Playboy.
I do. Yeah, I remember that. I don't have it.
Wow. Was she was full on in there? Or was it just one of those teaser? Yeah. Full on.
I think she was full on.
Wow.
Now, I lied when I said I don't have any 25-cent records because my buddy Kevin did find one for me that he grabbed.
Oh, that's right.
And I debated whether I should buy it or not. And Kevin said, I'll buy it for you for 25 cents. And it's the soundtrack for Orange, Lawrence of Arabia, the original soundtrack recording. The massive cutout hole here. I don't even know how they missed the vinyl. But it's got the graphics. My favorite Lawrence graphics are there. And I did listen to this. Sounds pretty good. I cleaned it, listened to it. I did a semi-dry clean because I have my vinyl brush and I wet it with the stuff that they say to use. And it did kind of a decent job. It's a very hollow sounding record, just due to, the type of production here. High fidelity. But thank you, Kevin. That was good. And I did listen to it. I found this for $5. I wasn't sure if I had it. I don't think I actually have the Alice's Restaurant record, even though I do have a couple Arlo Guthrie records. I didn't have the big one. $6, $5. Can't go wrong there. Still got the original shrink on it.
That's awesome.
Okay, Josh, he has to sync them to the TV. That kind of sounds like Bluetooth, but if they are infrared, let me know. These are like really good. I'm like heartbroken that they don't work with my system. Is that maybe that's an update? Because I showed them on this show and I said I was taking the chance on them. Yeah, they don't work because they're infrared. And people were wondering what Cops Records is. They stamp their stuff here. A little Cops record stamp. And there's the Arlo record. Yes, dear.
I need a pen.
And it's in great shape for $5. I got a kid bugging me here. Hold on. Don't lose that. That's a good pen. That's a good pen. Don't lose that. I think I made Kevin jealous on a couple of these pickups, and this might have been one of them. Live Canned Heat record.
Yeah, that was a good find.
Recorded in Europe. Look at that truck. I drive on the highway quite a bit. I don't see trucks like that. But $8. And it's the cover. You do this. One of those covers. Like those. Josh is telling us, yeah, he is going to see us soon. Geez, we should plug it. That
that's right.
Kevin, you just did the spiel yesterday. It must be fresh in your mind. Can you plug how we can do? We're doing a personal appearance, like in not too long, end of April, at the Barrie Game Exchange happening in Barrie. Massive video game swap, and not just video games, but all kinds of nostalgic items will be for sale. Me and Kevin will be at an autograph booth, signing autographs for people. Free. Not even charging.
No.
Not even charging. So check that out. You got the info there, Kevin?
Yeah, it is Sunday, April 24th. Doors open at 11 a.m. and they stay open until 4 p.m. If you want to get in at 11 a.m., it's going to cost you $5 more. It's a $15 admission, but if you want to wait and get in at noon, it's a $10 admission. But you want to get in early because that's where all the good stuff is. If you're a big time collector and you want a gem in your collection, that's where you're going to find it was within the first hour. So that's why they charge a premium to get in there early. But that is not to say that there isn't deals all day long at the Barrie Game Exchange. You can find deals at any hour, and you'll want to stay until the very end because they will be doing every ticket you buy will be getting you a ticket for the draw for a PlayStation 5, which is hard to get, hard to come by. Creepy Josh is charging $1 for his autograph. He's going to pretend to be important. Well, that's how you got to do it, right? I guess you just put the airs out there.
Well, we are being paid for we were contracted by the venue to bring in the people. That's right. Why we cannot charge for it. But
anyway, Sunday, April 24th, doors open at 11 a.m. It is in Barrie, Ontario at the East Bayfield Community Center.
Oh, no, that's the old name. It's the Start to Continue Auditorium and Convention Center. Look, it's called the Eastview, used to be, but yeah.
140 tables. It's a big event. It's an entire hockey rink. Like you'll see the photos I'll show of the record show I went to, and it's probably like less than an eighth of the size of this Berry Game Exchange. Tons of tables, every console pretty much, and anything you're looking for, you'll probably be able to find it there and find it for a deal, because the good vendors there understand that you don't mark things at eBay prices. You knock down the shipping and all that stuff, and so it'll be good times. I don't believe there'll be a buffet. I don't believe so. I don't believe there'd be any food. There might be barbecue. He usually does a barbecue outside, but I'm not sure if he's doing that this year.
Well, we all normally go to Uncle Bob's buffet.
Oh, is that what he's talking about? Oh,
Sausage.
I meant that. Sorry, I was in plug mode for the Berry Game Exchange, not what we do for fun afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't think we can go to a buffet. Are there still buffets?
The Mandarin still is a buffet, but I think
is?
that's the only one in operation right now.
Can they actually do buffets?
Yeah, I went. I had to take my little list because that's her birthday wish every birthday to go to the Mandarin. And yeah, you had to put on gloves to go to the buffet area, and of course be masked up. But then it was the Wild West in the dining room.
Just grabbing a Ricola.
Jeez, having issues. So yeah, Berry Game Exchange, Canada's largest video game swap and trade show, and we'll be there. So come check that out. Pro tip: if you're looking for VHS, might be there too.
And you can bring your games to trade too. Some vendors are open to trading because they're looking to add to their collection as well. So if you got some gems, bring them on over, and you might be able to trade.
Mm-hmm. There's the inside of this record here. You remember we were talking about Shannon at Woodstock. You remember Ken Heats did a real performance there.
Yeah.
And he was practically wearing the same clothes at Woodstock, I think.
Mm-hmm.
His performance, do you remember that? Guy comes on stage and hangs out with the band through the entire song, even bums a cigarette off the dude. And it's no problem. It doesn't get rushed off the stage or nothing. So, yeah. And we were talking about the budget bin cut. Look at that one. That is hardcore.
That's a massive cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
They even took the insert out or is that an insert you added?
I'm not sure if I added new inserts yet. I just cleaned.
Or Cops probably added it.
Yeah, this is a Cops one.
Oh, okay. I was going to say they actually took the insert out to cut it.
Yeah. There's another Cops stamp for you there. Decent joint, man. They're even giving you fresh envelopes on your records, on your cheapy records.
Now, do you know why they do that? Why they damage the merchandise like that?
Well, that means it's been cleared for the clearance bin. Am I right?
So when something doesn't sell as well as it should, they'll actually give the vendor money back for the albums not selling. Like, don't ship them back to us. We don't want them back. We got nowhere to put them. We already sent them to you. So we'll give you some money back, but they have to destroy them before putting them into, like, giving them to a thrift store or something like that. So they're marked as that the vendor got money back for them. So they can't double dip, right? They can't say, oh, we got money back for it. Well, let's just keep it as stock and then sell it at full price anyways.
Right.
So that's why they're ruined like that. They'll punch a hole in them or mark them with a permanent marker or take a chunk out of them or whatever. So there you go. That's your lesson for the day.
Cool. Well, my mother worked at a bookstore for many number of years. Same thing with books, although they rip the cover off, send that back to the vendor. The book gets thrown out or brought back to your house if you work at the bookstore.
Right. Yeah.
Breaking news from Rocket Sauce. If Hodge has a fall show, he's coming up for it.
Oh, wow. It'd be good to see him again.
Wowzers. And, I don't know if I should be saying so, but I'm kind of in early negotiations to get Chris Roberts in Canada too.
Oh, wow. Now, is that an intentional spelling of Hodge's name? Hodge? Is it? Are you trying to start a new nickname? The Ho.
That's the European spelling.
Oh, I see.
It's the same reason GameStop rips the covers off strategy guys. Yeah, that goes back to the vendor.
Yep.
Publishers do that. Oh, it was a typo.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Next up. This is a weird one. I didn't know how to take it. Of course, all I saw when I looked at it was vagina. So.
A wild pear.
Yeah.
Guess who? What is that? I've never seen that before.
Well, Macmillan, he knew to get this. This is a Canadian record, a Canadian pressing. And I don't know, this record label came up with this deal, like K-Tel kind of business, to put the Staccatos on one side and this upcoming band, the Guess Who, on the other side, and put them together as the Wild Pair.
Wow. And what are the songs? Weird. And those are Burton Cummings and Bachman songs.
Yep.
Wow. That is something else. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Very provocative.
Yes. You don't need to.
Well, sorry.
You're already in enough trouble with YouTube as it is.
That's right.
You don't need to push that envelope.
On Nimbus Records, Canadian label.
That's cool.
$5 for that, plus tax. And it's been on my list for a while to grab any Country Joe and the Fish records I find, because I really love their funky psychedelic groove. And this was probably a big one for them after Woodstock. I feel like I'm fixing to die. There's Country Joe and the Fish right there. Supposed to include the full color Fish game. Does not. And there's the troop right there. Full on psychedelia right here. It's like Iron Butterfly, lots of organ and keys. Very trippy music. On Vanguard. Cool. Vanguard, who normally pumps out folk records, like my next album I found, old Joan Baez.
Oh, nice.
$3. This is still an early record, I believe. That's why I grabbed it. I can't find the 19. I can't find it. It's early 60s though. Very early 60s. Although she has short hair, so I don't know. Here's the back. And this was only $3. And it's just her being accompanied by another guitarist, I think. Yeah, second guitar. So it's just two guitars on here, her and another guitarist. And I got a soft spot for Joan. And her haunting vibrato. Or shrieking vibrato, I should say. Speaking of Jones, I've been in the middle of watching the Joni Mitchell Music Cares show. That's on, Kevin, you'll find it on Crave.
Okay.
I actually put it on there, so you can check that out. Lots of huge stars appeared to give tribute to Joni Mitchell in her many years, of course, and pretty wild. Even got Chris Christopherson out, which we haven't seen much of him in a while. They thought he had Alzheimer's a few years ago. Turned out it was Lyme disease.
Oh, wow.
Long undiagnosed Lyme disease, which does mess you up pretty bad.
Yeah, it's serious. Daryl Hall. Is it Daryl Hall? Yeah, he had the same thing. Almost took his life.
So that's pretty good. And you can watch for familiar faces like the Bob Dylan community might have noticed. On violin is none other than Scarlett Rivera shows up to accompany the band. She was, of course, in the Rolling Thunder review tour. And finally, one last record, which was full price, a brand new record. I finally made the plunge because I finally found some of it. Kevin and Sarah brought this band to our attention on this show, or the vinyl show. Crumbum. Is that how you say it?
Crumbin. I finally learned how to pronounce it.
Karangbin.
Mm-hmm.
This is Con Todo El Mundo.
That's a good one. I mean, they're all good, but that's.
I had to ask Kevin and Sarah, which are the good ones here? Because I actually had quite a bit at this store, which any record store I've been in, they don't have any. And you tell them the name, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Leave the store immediately. They had a few, but a lot of them were like dubstep remixes, which to me
there are some remixes out there. Yeah,
means a lot of bushkum.
I don't know if they're dubstep per se.
It says dub. That's enough for scare me off. I'm not doing any dancing. This is about the vibe, and this band brings the vibe. Mm-hmm. I put this on. It's very cool. Gets you right in the mood. I don't know for what, but it settles you down. That's for sure. And a little note on the sleeve there.
There you go.
I could have swore this came with a download. There's a record there. Not much to... Did these not come with downloads? I could have swore this one did. Hope I didn't lose it. So yeah, needless to say, my bill at the end of that walking out of the store was a bit higher than Kevin's 25-cent charades. Oh crap. I had a couple more here. I'll go quick before we get back to Kevin, and then we got to open up my mailbag too. I love the Steve Martin. Kevin hasn't watched Murders in the Building yet, but he should.
I haven't. It's on the list.
We got the Steve Martin Brothers, and then this is another cover, a little flipper cover. Look at
that. Nice.
Steve Martin. So I think there's music on here. It's not just stage stuff, but actual music. So, he's an accomplished banjo player.
Mm-hmm.
Banjist. They call them banjists. But wait, there's more. So Cops put it in their own envelope, but this has the original envelope still in here.
Nice. Kind of looks like Jim Morrison with that beard.
It's probably, he was probably going for it.
Mm.
And there's some, hey, hit pause and you can read that because it's funny stuff on there. And maybe I got Kevin jealous with this too. This Steve Winwood compilation album for only $10.
Yeah, that's good. I got a bunch of his stuff on CD. I don't have it on vinyl like that. Oh,
Two
it's a
of them.
double. That's a double. Oh, that's good. That's a really good deal.
Why was this only $10? And it's not like it has the bad 80s stuff. I don't think. No, I think this is all the good stuff. Again, massive.
That might be why. Cool.
I almost had Kevin buying the Steve Winwood album, the Canteen one, Live at the Canteen.
You did?
Yeah, but you said it was too scratchy.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up. That's right. Yeah, you found that you were searching, so they had like a budget bin on the main floor with records that were more than a quarter, but they were still budget, and you were finding good stuff in there. But I flipped through there, and everything I found, it looked like somebody's cat had a tap dance routine on it.
There's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah,
no Back in the High Life, thank Christ.
That's a good song. I like that song.
Okay, Don't forget, we'll come back around to me. We're gonna open up that mail, and it's gonna be mind blowing. I'm telling you, Kevin's head is going to explode.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I might have to pee before you open that because I don't want to lose control. So yeah, we took Bill to Cops on Queen Street, but there's also another Cops in Oshawa, and we made a trip to Peterborough to see Ron Sexsmith, but we made a little stop into Oshawa first, and so this is all the schwa. So this is everything I got in Oshawa. This was the first time we'd been there since August. And it'll probably be the last time we get to visit there for a while. And they got really good prices there. I'm really always impressed with that store. So one of the records, when I did a show with Mike LeBrain and one of the guys on there, more colorful characters on that show, is Uncle Meat. And the episode was about concept albums. And one of his favorite concept albums that he recommended that he listened to a lot with his dad was this Moody Blues album called Long Distant Voyeur. And I was able to find a copy of that for $5.
Holy
$4.99. And it's in great shape. And I can't remember the name of the painting, but it's like the cover is a painting, a classic Scottish painting from like the 1800s, and it wraps around the cover, and they left it pretty much like it is, like how the guy painted, except they just added the Voyager satellite.
Oh yeah, you just see it.
There.
I was gonna say, yeah, they put their title on it.
no, that little. It's hard to see, but yeah. And it is a great album. It has the first 3 songs were all hits for them. You got was it Gemini Dream? They're actually like their biggest hits. Like they weren't never really a hit band. But the first 3 songs on here, The Voice, Talking Out of Turn, and Gemini Dream, were some of their hits.
How big
this came out
this Oshawa Cops to the downtown one?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger, and it's I don't know. It's a little more organized. I don't know. It's good. It's a good place. It's my favorite. So I also found another Moody Blues album there. I'd never heard of it before. Octare, but it was only $2. So I thought, what the heck? I'll grab it. And my dad was a huge Moody Blues fan. He listened to a ton of Moody Blues, and I didn't recognize a single song on here. So none of these made their greatest hits or anything like that. But I listened to it, and it was fine. I'd have to listen to it again to give it a real score or anything, something like that. But it's pretty good. So when you walk into the Oshawa store, immediately to their left is like kind of the new arrivals that they know it's good stuff just from the titles and that, so they throw a price on there, but they don't really inspect the records yet. They haven't had time to really look through them and give them a proper grading or that. So they're not on the back shelf yet, but they just throw them in the front to let people like go through them. And if you want to pay $10 for this record, go ahead and pay $10. So this one somebody had dumped out of their entire Elton John collection. They had everything there from the 70s, all the good stuff from the 70s. And all of the sleeves and everything were in pretty good shape, but you took the record out, and I think the guy had one of those record players where they would dump, like you would stack like 5 records onto the record player, and it would just dump one and play one, and then it would dump the other one on top. And because they all had, every single record had a little bit of damage there, but they had 2 copies of this one Elton John record, and I was able to take his like sleeve in that and put in the better vinyl records from this other copy that had a kind of crappy sleeve. So I was able to grab this for $10, and I was kind of trying to search on my phone too to make, because there's a lot of parts and elements to this record, and I wanted to make sure I got it all. I'm not sure if I got it all, but for $10 I was able to grab myself the fantastic Captain Fantastic, and this is it's got a lot of moving parts in it, so
should have a poster.
It does. I'm getting to it. So I really like the label on there too. It's really an intricate label on there. But as you can see, the vinyl is in great shape. But the vinyl that this person had, it had like some damage on it. So I was able to cobble. I'm not sure if you're actually supposed to do this. I was kind of like, I had like stacks of records up there, and I was kind of like making it look like I was just shuffling around.
Yeah.
For the records. But it's a great looking set. It's got stuff in there. And then so it had two slots in it, and I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be a double record. So I'm like looking at the listing in that, the track listing, but there's only like an A and B side. So I'm like, okay, it's only supposed to be one. And then in the other one, in the other slot, that's where so there was a poster, or not a poster, there's a poster and then a couple of books. So you got a lyric book.
Oh, yeah. I didn't ever see the book before.
It's got, that's what I mean. Like there were so many parts in that. And so I'm trying to look online to make sure that I got everything. There was a lyric book and then like a scrap book as well.
Huh.
Cartoon on there.
What?
All sorts of stuff.
Oh, Curtis needs to be seeing this.
Well, Curtis needs to, stop living his life and get on the show. And then there's the poster.
See, this is one of the oddities in my collection. I have the poster. I don't have the record.
Well, they got a scratched up copy at Comps that you can get. So I think I got everything. If I don't have everything, let me know. But anyways, I thought that was still a steal for $9.99.
That's crazy.
What the heck? Why not? And then the only other record I ended up getting I did get a few more. I got this Bonnie Raitt one. This is early Bonnie Raitt. This is from the early 70s, 1974. It's like her second or third album. Always good stuff with Bonnie Raitt. She was kind of a late bloomer. Like it wasn't until like the late 80s or 90s, early 90s, where she became really famous with her hits. But she was around from the 70s, and she's a fantastic slide blues player. So if you find any of those albums, it was $5. What the heck? It's a no-brainer. If you're gonna get sticks, make sure you get the sticks from the 70s. This is the good prog rock stuff. This one was $5 as well. The Grand Illusion. It does have Come Sail Away on it.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is excellent. It's some really good prog rock. This was like Come Sail Away kind of led them down the wrong path for the following albums, but still they got the good stuff on that one.
That's what Casey Kasem globbed onto was.
Yeah. I got the Doobies, Talusi Street. This is the one with it's kind of funny actually. This is the one that has, so this is a bit of a cheap out because they got this image on the front cover, and then on the back cover, it's the same one. I mean, they couldn't even do something a little different.
There must be something hidden in there.
I don't.
Yeah.
What's this? What's
that? That's what yeah.
No, that's just some damage. Somebody left their cigarette on there. But so the song Jesus Is All Right With Me is on here. But that did not stop them. I don't know if I could show this. Maybe if I try to censor it here a little bit. Screw it, I'll just show it. That didn't stop them from going full on nudity.
Wow.
But this is a good album. This is the one of the ones you want. It's got Listen to the Music on there, which is a fantastic song. Remember when I used to do my radio show, Steven Eider said, play some Doobie Brothers. So I played Listen to the Music. He's like, oh, they all play that song. You can't make anyone happy. What do you want from me? You didn't get to tell me what song to play. You just said play a song. Also found up there in the front, I finally got myself a copy of Fragile.
Yeah.
For $9.99. And it has, the gatefold with nothing in it. I was kind of disappointed at that because it's got such a great cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, it's the gatefold because there is a copy. There is some without that you usually see for cheap. But I opened it up in kind of a lame gatefold. But this is a fantastic album. Great bass on there. And they had a bunch of so I got Carly Simon there, so I had to get some more Carly Simon. They had a bunch of it for like dirt cheap, $2.99. That's an 80s one. It's an early 80s one. Got the Torch.
She was a little.
Yeah, she was something.
Little vixen.
Got this one here. Come upstairs. Come upstairs. This Boys in the Trees.
Oh, geez,
Boys in the Trees.
There.
$1.99.
Holy.
Good price. And this was the follow-up to her big one, the You're So Vain one. This was called Hotcakes. Very conservative clothing on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But this is when she was married to James Taylor. $2.99. And James Taylor's on this one, and somebody else. Can't remember who. But yeah, good stuff. There's some hits on this one too. You'll recognize them when you hear them. And that was everything I got at Cops in the Schwa before I went to see Ron Sexsmith.
Where is it in Oshawa?
It's on Simcoe Street. It's on Simcoe Street splits into north and south one way. So you just get off on Simcoe Street and just keep driving north, and eventually you'll get there. I don't know if you know Oshawa at all. Do you know the store Games in Oshawa?
Oh, I know someone who knows about them for sure.
Yeah. Well, you just keep going up there. Just keep going north. Simcoe is like the big street in Oshawa. And there's an exit for it right on the 401. So
the Schwa, yeah. Well, we used to party all the time in the Schwa.
I imagine you did.
We went there to kick some ass.
Like you got to drive by it when you go to that. What's that big diner there in Oshawa where you get your pies?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You have to drive right by it.
Teddy's.
Yeah, to get to Teddy's, you got to drive north on Simcoe. So you probably drive right by it.
God damn it! Okay.
So there you go. There's a day right there for you, Bill. Just pick a Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. Geez, it looks like we're not going to get the rest of the cast today. The rest of the panel.
I hope we're enough. If the subscriptions go up, then we'll know. If a lot of people subscribe,
yeah,
if, the views are high for this one, then we'll know.
That's right.
Maybe it's time for us to drop some dead weight. Who knows?
Well, maybe they're afraid that YouTube will start attacking them if they appear on it.
Yeah.
Take down
you got the taint on you, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all trying to be successful in social media and that. And
that's right. They don't need the heat.
No.
All right. Well, Christ. Oh, you know what? I was gonna find. I forgot to do it, but without Curtis tonight, I was thinking I should bring some '90s or '80s trivia pursuit. But then I forgot.
Oh yeah.
don't even know why I'm talking about it, but
Yeah.
here it is.
Can I take a bathroom break for it? You got like a video to play or something? Like a 2-minute video?
A 2-minute video.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You can go. I'll vamp for a bit.
All right. Go ahead and vamp.
Yep. Let's see if he makes it out of his room. Okay. Yep. No injuries. He's out of there. Okay. He safely made it out of here. So, like I said, thanks for coming by. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. You know, I still have this pile of DVDs back here we got to get to on this collection show at some point, because we're showing stuff in the collection, and I have all these DVDs, and you question, why do you keep DVDs in your collection when you got Blu-rays and stuff like that? We answer those questions as I go through this stuff, because there's interesting stuff on there that you just got to keep the DVD for. You just got to keep the DVD. As well, as I alluded to, this was an update on these 3D glasses I picked up for on the cheap. I think 2 for $10, but they're the biggest 3D glasses, the most comfortable I've ever found. And I took a chance on them working for my system, but yeah, they don't, because it's infrared. See, it's got a little sensor right there. So this needs you to be in front of your TV in order for it to communicate with the TV to go back and forth. Mine is Bluetooth, which works with my projector because I'm not in front of my projector. I'm underneath it or around it or something. So I need Bluetooth wireless connectivity, and these are infrared. So they're still going to be worth quite a bit on the eBay, on the resale, because you can't find these anymore. But if my buddy Creepy Josh needs them, I'll be sure to hand them over to him, because, well, Josh has got a ton of stuff to give me. I hope he remembers to bring everything that's in my bin, in the bill pile. That's the most fun about the Barry Game Exchange, is all of the bill stuff comes home. All the stuff people have been holding for me. Kevin's got stuff for me, too.
I do?
Maybe not.
No. Hold on a sec.
Kevin might be caught up on his bill gifts, but I don't know. He forgot to shake it or something. He's going back for round 2. It happens when you get older. So,
okay. We got a toilet that needs to be jiggled.
You destroyed a toilet in that amount of time. Impressive.
That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes.
Impressive.
Well, you know, it quivers at the sight. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I forgot to mention, I think it's our buddy's Duke's birthday. Is that true?
Really?
Didn't he say on Twitter it was some birthday trip he was on? So if that's true, I want to wish happy birthday to Duke.
Well, he can't see this because he's in the mountains somewhere, but maybe he'll watch the replay.
Yeah. He's somewhere in a gorgeous mountain hiking away, as you do when you turn 31 years of age.
Yes.
He's doing good. He's doing it right. Watch it. It's not even his birthday, but I thought he said that. Okay.
What's in here? What's in the box?
The dreaded wish list. How that will get you on Amazon. The dreaded wish list. And I said I was done doing this stuff. And privately, I scoffed at Kevin when he brings these giant boxes home. What is he doing with this stuff? And then, sure enough, by the way, this box came in a giant Amazon box like this with 2 air pillows in it.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the situation, what this thing is looking like inside. But I guess this is how it gets shipped to Amazon. They don't even open it. They just, because this came to Amazon from Warner Music in Mississauga. and it went to Amazon in Brampton, and then it came to me. They wrote weird codes on here. Maybe if that'll get you into a secret party or something.
That's a download code.
Oh, damn. All right, you ready for this? What do you think it is, Kevin?
I think it's Sha-na-na. It is the 24 disc edition of Sha-na-na live at Woodstock.
Oh God, when they come on Woodstock, I can't get to the remote fast enough.
I gotta say, it's not
50s.
It's not an like I listened to it once. It's not an album I'm going to listen to often. I went. It was 25 cents. So I'm like, I remember this show when I was a kid. And yeah,
and it's funny because in the Grateful Dead movie, when they're interviewing people around the show, they talk to like an older vendor. And he's like, I'm not much into that. And they're like, what do you like? He's like, I like Sha-na-na.
Oh, you went all out on the Tom Petty. Oh my goodness. Oh no. You got the big guy. So did did you get the price you wanted, or did you go for the you went for that price, eh? Okay. It's not too bad. Not too bad.
Wildflowers and all the rest.
Yeah. It's a good set.
Look at that. Yeah, I held off on getting the reissue of Wildflowers. I put the big boy, I put that set on my wish list, and then I put this big boy on the wish list too. So I do remember what this initially listed at.
Oh, it was ridiculous. I think it was over $300 if I remember right. It was crazy expensive.
It was something crazy, and then it settled down at around $250 or something. And then if you recall a couple episodes ago, I said it went to $166,
right,
which gave me trembles in my clicky finger. But I wasn't going to do it at $166. And then the week after that, it went down to $160. I can't take it anymore.
Dollars.
I can't take it. So yeah, I hit the button at that, and sure enough, it came. I don't know if that's true or not, but they say like one left kind of thing at that price. And then I went to Camel to check its historical price. It had never been that low. But this is it. I'm not buying any more vinyl box sets, people. It's
massive, yeah.
It's crazy. Should I open it, or should this be saved for a proper video? Even though YouTube doesn't think I do my own videos.
It's up to you. I mean, yeah, come on. You got to open it. You took it out. You got to show it.
It's too bad we couldn't keep this plastic somehow, eh?
You're gonna have to cut that stamp on the front, the sticker on the front.
Yep.
Got to keep that.
Look who's finally here, the star of episode 9, Bill from Toronto.
Oh, nice.
We've been talking about you this whole show.
We have.
And you showed up just for the what we were hyping the whole time. This big purchase. And I'm debating opening it right now. That's why I'm stalling. Got to go through it in my head. Is it cooler to look like this, or to we better open it?
Yeah, you got it.
Is there any way to just open the end and still keep it as a sleeve? Because I don't have sleeves this thick. That's what she said.
I don't know. I don't know how the set's put together. Like, does it just slide out the side, or?
It's a book.
Oh, okay.
It's a book.
It's like a real album, like the old time albums, then, like the old 78 albums.
78s, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Oh, Bill says to open it. Just rip it right open. So
But if I just do this and then
you're not gonna put that back, take that on and off every time. That's gonna be too cumbersome.
All right. Hey, keep an eye on this channel. We'll do a reel where we go through the book really good.
It's meant to be open, meant to be played.
Okay. There it is. Yeah, very cardboardy smell. So yeah, if you guys have not watched this channel before, I've been pining over this since it came out. Kevin bought the reissue, and then you bought the separate and extra album, right?
Yeah. So I got everything in there, but it's not in a set like that.
So there's that. And oh yeah, now there was an even bigger deluxe version, of course, if you recall.
That had a bunch of extra bits in it. Sundries. Had a lot of extra sundries.
A lot of ephemera. Yeah, this is exactly like your 78 giant things you find at the thrift store.
Yeah.
That's got the dance hits of the 20s in it.
Well, that's why they're called albums, right? Because it used to be a book of several 78s in there, and you'd flip through them like it was a photo album.
Let's take a look. Okay, so inside each of those podges, we have they give you a sleeve still. Imagine if all these were warped.
That would suck. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So yeah, we'll go through this on a proper video and take a look in depth at the book. And whatever. Although other YouTube video creators might already have a video like that, and then that would be very bad. So in the front is this big Dewey right here. And hello. Okay. Would have been nice to have some download codes with this.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all this cardboardy feel to it. I showed it to my buddy Joe. He said he had zero interest in this.
Why? Doesn't he like? He likes Tom Petty, doesn't he?
Well, if the clicks say so, maybe.
Oh, I see.
There's Rick Rubin. This is how far we can open the book without damaging it. Did you watch the documentary that they came out with?
No.
For this?
No.
Yeah, it went on YouTube. It's on Tom Petty channel. It's like 2-hour documentary. Rick sitting down with Tom Petty's daughter, I think, and what's his face? Mike
Campbell.
Campbell. Yeah, Jesus. The funniest, maybe I felt bad, but it was also funny how Tom just wanted to do this album so he could get rid of his drummer, basically, because it's the Heartbreakers, just not the drummer.
Oh, is that why? Like, I never understood why some of his albums was just Tom Petty, because it sounded the exact same, and he would get every member of the Heartbreakers on the album. It made no sense.
That's some cool graphics right there.
That's pretty cool. That'd be awesome as a poster.
That'd look good as a t-shirt.
No.
Hey-o.
You already got that pulled too.
There's a new TeePublic store open, folks. If you want to see some cool designs out there, start to continue at TeePublic. All original designs. But yeah, he for this album, he has the whole Heartbreakers crew, except they just didn't want to ask that drummer to be on there. Always fought with him a little bit. Ooh, there's some good graphics here. Oh my god. Oh, maybe I don't.
They have the write-ups for every song, right? Those aren't just lyrics. There's like Rick Rubin wrote in some notes on every song, like how they came about and that.
And some band members too.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 dudes for each.
Yeah.
Few different people chiming in.
It's a good read. It's on my sets too, and it's very interesting, like why some of the songs made it and didn't make it onto the album, and what they thought should have made it. And some of the songs are remixed too, right? Because some of the songs from that session ended up on the soundtrack for She's the One, and they're different mixes. And like that, this was the project that Tom Petty was working on before he died, and he remixed some of the songs on there. And there's actually him like talking about like why he redid the songs, and some of the things are like, I don't know what I was thinking when I put, these vocals in or whatever. It was a very interesting read. If you're into that album, you gotta get at some version of it for sure.
So you got a book like this?
I don't know if it's a book, but it's something. I'd have to go check. But it might have been just on the sleeves or whatever. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, we got Wildflowers, then you got all the rest, and then you have home recordings, and then you have a live disc on here.
When you do your video, I'll watch it and I'll compare everything I got to that to make sure I have everything. I might be paying an eBay scalper for it if I don't.
This is so nice. Oh my goodness. I got nowhere to put this too.
I got room here. You can store it here.
Gorgeous. Wow. Whew, okay. That's good. I'm happy. I'm happy. That's good. It's good. I'm happy. 160.
You left that toilet joke up there for almost the entire time.
Well, come on. It's still up. Because I was hyping it to Joe, right? I said, I got something in the back of my car. It's going to blow you away. And then I just showed him the...
Well, that's why. See, Joe gets jealous of those things. So that's why he pretends not to like it. No, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just killing him inside.
And then I just showed him this because it's got on here, the sticker is what it is.
Right. You're not showing your address, are you?
No, this is what got shipped to Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And then I got a giant box. You remember that story? Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I'll say the Blue Jays are 2-0 to start the season.
I was watching the game off to the side. Okay, they made a game of it at least, 3-2. The Leafs should have been killing Montreal. That's how poor the Leafs are, that they could barely beat the worst team in the league at this moment.
Don't they have a guy that just broke a record or something? He's the best Leaf ever now.
Yes, he broke the best Leaf ever.
I don't know. That's what they were saying. He broke what was Sittler had the record, and this guy broke it. I don't know what the record was. I wasn't really paying attention.
Well, he got his 50th goal in 50 games today, something like that. So.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Good on him. No, but he did have another record earlier this week.
50 goals in 50 games. That's big. Like that's only like Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux, right? And maybe Brett Hall. Didn't he do it once or something? I don't know what I'm talking about. I like baseball.
Yeah, I was surprised to see you were at that was an opening game though, right? Second opening game?
I wasn't at any game. I was pulling images off the internet.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
That's gaslighting, I think they call that.
I was just commenting on the lighting because they changed the lighting in the Sky Dome to all LED, and it looks fantastic. Like in the old days, like last year, that old lighting, like somebody would be standing on the field and they'd have like several shadows around them because the lights would be shining at them at all different angles. And depending on where they're
Right.
standing, like you'd see one person standing and his shadow would be this way, and a person like 3 feet in front of him, his shadow would be facing that way. And it was all just this terrible lighting. And they completely redid it where the field just shines, and they got all the stands just like a few shades darker, so it all looks dark, so it looks like you're watching, like you're in a theater or something like that. And then they can change it to all blue and different colors and all red. It looks really sharp. It's like they're in a new stadium. Everyone's going on about this jumbotron, the new jumbotron. I think the thing looks silly because it's got like these weird wings that stick out of it, and that the lighting is the key. That it looks really sharp.
Yeah, well, the game will still be boring, but the lighting will be super sharp.
I was enthralled with I'm really pleased with the first 2 games of the season. A lot of fun to watch. Comebacks. Today was like a back and forth marathon right to the end. It was good times. Love it. I'm a fan. It's a thinking man's game. It's not like just meatheads on ice. Just let's nobody scored in 2 minutes. Throw down the gloves. Time to fight. They actually play a game.
Kevin used to love watching the Flyers in 1982. That's the last time he saw.
I like them how they showed up in hell in the Simpsons episode. That was good. The 1976 Philadelphia Flyers.
So update for you as well, because we're big Jack White fans here. Third Man Records. Coming soon to me is the next Third Man Record vault. You got to open that up. That'll be pretty big stuff. They warned me that my yearly renewal was coming, and I forgot about it, and they renewed on me before I could do anything about it. So I am very much lighter in the pocketbook, but I'm with Third Man Records for another year of the vault. So we'll have lots of cool records to look at there. That's the only vinyl box sets I'm allowing. Those get a pass. Jack White is currently on tour, and did you hear the news that he just proposed and actually married his girlfriend at the Detroit concert?
Nope.
Just happened. Cool. And so he's now married to, and Kevin's a big fan of, what's her name? I just had it in my head and it disappeared. You like her. She's got the surf rock sound.
No, what's her face? Julia.
What's her face?
That's his girlfriend?
Yeah, wife now. Olivia. Olivia Jean.
Olivia Jean. Yeah, that's what I said.
I almost said Olivia Jade, but
I didn't know that was his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Good for him.
So, yeah, and I have some records coming. His new record is coming in the mail, and I ordered a couple other things too, but I forgot what they are because I ordered them like 3 months ago, but I had to wait till his new record come out for it to ship to me. So it'll be a surprise when we open that up too. So we got that to look forward to. And then we'll have more stories later in the year when me and Kevin see Jack White again live. And like when we leave that show, we won't even have clothes left on. They'll just be blown off of us because this new record is just electric and frantic and balls out.
And we won't have any photos because he doesn't allow any phones in there. So that's it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll sneak something in, sneak a phone watch in.
Can you take? You can't take photos on that, can you?
No, I cannot.
Know how stuff works.
No, no. Yeah, lots of people talking about baseball now in the chat as we try.
Good, excellent, good job.
Do you have anything else to show us, Kevin, before we go?
Yeah, I got it. I got everything.
Oh, I was about to wrap us up.
No, I got actually more than the other 2 rounds combined here.
Oh Christ! See, because I was vamping to wrap up here.
No, I went to the record show in Newmarket last week. Yeah, last Sunday. And so people might want to know what a record show is like in Southern Ontario post-pandemic. So I took some photos here. If we can punch up my blade here in. So there you go. There's the record show sign.
Could it be smaller?
It's that
You're
way.
modest.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. Guess I went the wrong way. So that's the place. It was the Royal Canadian Legion. And Sarah didn't like the fact that those two guys walked out while she tried to take photos, so she took another one right there. So here's the inside. Tie-dye, gray hair. That's the norm at this place. But like I said, it's not very big. It's like less than 1/8 the size of the hockey arena that the Barrie Game Exchange will be in. And there's probably maybe a dozen vendors in there.
A dozen?
But, yeah, maybe 10 or a dozen. I don't like. There's a lot of tables, but the vendors take because video games are like this, but vinyl records are like this. So they'll take up at least 3 or 4 tables with all their wares on them. But most people were wearing masks.
Is that Chad?
Yeah, that's right. Chad did have a shirt like that. Descendants, I think those guys are called.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much everyone was masked up, and it felt very safe. And I took a photo of some cassettes for the cassette people that are usually on the show, but there's nobody here that likes the cassettes. But they were $2 each.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything in there, and I wasn't gonna spend any money on cassettes. Okay, so that's it. I should have taken photos of more product than that, but I was busy buying records. So, I'm in the middle of talking, so that's when Chris.
No, I know he's had me. No,
Chris Roberts, everyone. Thank you for joining us, sir.
had to plug in my mic there. No, I was sitting here waiting, Kevin. I heard he wouldn't let me in.
Oh, I see.
He must have logged me out because I didn't have that ability to click into the stream. So I gotta.
Oh,
yeah. He must have done something to it. So, all right, we'll get that fixed.
All right,
cassettes, huh? Go ahead. I wasn't trying to interrupt.
Okay, I'll carry on. So I got a bunch of stuff there, all really good prices. Most of these I spent $5 on. A lot of stuff I didn't think I would ever buy. But here's Steve Miller's. This is the one with the Joker on it because it's called the Joker. Always.
Did you recognize these vendors from any stores or anything?
Nope, they were just the usual vendors that were there. Like this was the first one I've been since 2019 or early 2020, and like there's the couple that drive down to Florida and they always pick up a bunch of records at flea markets and sell them up here. I don't think there was any stores. I don't think. It might have been. Got myself Faces. A nod is as good as a wink. This is the Ronnie Wood and Rod Stewart band. I'd love to get all the Faces albums from the early 70s.
Rod Stewart's in that, right?
That's what I said.
That's what he said. You're not listening. He's not listening to you, Kevin.
This is like Chris Roberts in.
Frank Marino. I have never seen this before. This was Frank Marino Mahogany Rush Live. I just spent a little more on this one. I spent $20 on that guy. But I had never seen it before. And it was in great shape, great condition.
Now what's the price that starts to make you cringe a little bit? Like what's your out of your comfort zone for a record like that? Is it the $20 range or?
It depends on the record. If it's something that I've never seen before and I know it's going to be hard to get, then I'll be willing to
you're double checking prices on that price charting site that you go to for records, right? Are you doing all that?
No. I just whatever. Like I'm, if I like, I kind of know from just going to record
your shit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm just looking. I'm not looking at absolutely everything, right? I'm just looking at whatever. So.
Well, that's why you're on the collector show because you know your shit. You don't have to look it up. So
that's right.
So. Right.
So here's the sealed record I bought. This was $10. I got myself some Men at Work.
Oh yeah.
This album's from 1985, and it's still sealed. I swear it is.
What a trip.
All in the cellophane there. And you can feel it. It's like that old cellophane feel.
Now, do you already have it?
I do not. No.
So are you going to open it or are you going to keep it sealed?
I mean, streaming, you could stream. You can stream records. But I think records are meant to be played.
Right.
And,
but I can understand keeping it sealed because you can just listen to the music online.
Yeah, screw it. I'll just open it.
There you go.
Hit
Hit that subscribe button.
It's a gatefold. I want to see what the gatefold.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I love Men at Work. I don't know any of the songs on this album though, but their other two albums, Business as Usual and Cargo, I love those albums. But listen to that, it's still stuck to the. I just peel it right off. 1985, finally opened in 2022.
Oh, that thing's older than me.
You wish. And let's see, we got. Oh,
dude, how's it smell?
Yeah,
it smells like 1985.
It smells like a record, actually.
Nice. Better than cigarettes or mold.
No cigarettes, no. Oh, and then of course it has the stupid 1980s.
The worst.
That'll need to be upgraded. Well, yeah, of course, the record's in mint condition because it's never been played.
That's awesome, man.
Pretty
so you're
cool.
gonna be the only person to ever hear that record. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. I think that's worth $10. I found this for a $5. This is Guess Who flavors. This is just with Burton Cummings. This is after Randy Bachman had left the band, but it's really good. I enjoyed it. It's got Dancing Fool is the only song you might recognize on it, but the rest of it was great. I really enjoyed it. There's nothing to see in there. It's just black vinyl. And then also for another $5, I couldn't believe I found this for $5, maybe because it had the Nooch on it. But this is the Guess Who live at the Paramount, which is usually
gotta have that one.
This one's usually fairly expensive, but it has the notch on there, so maybe that's why.
Oh, yeah. So that means it was
in the remaining
records or something, So when they put the little circles stamp, that's for like a radio station or the circle punch, right? It'd be like a radio station or something.
It could be that it was in the remainder bin, or it could be a punch because they would put those on rings at the record stores, and depending on what, or at the radio stations, depending on what their library system was like, catalog system was like. But the one we had at the college I went to, that's how they had all their LPs. But interesting enough, so I got this record, and the other thing I had been collecting and looking for as well are the 45s, and I was actually found the 45, the Guess Who 45 that goes with that record. So the single that they released was Running to Saskatoon. So for
that's on Nimbus.
That's
on Nimbus Records, just like the one I showed.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Was Paramount on Nimbus? Live at the Paramount?
No, it's RCA Victor.
Yeah. So you might have what belongs with my record.
No, that song's not on there. Running back to Saskatoon. It's not on there.
He's just trying to get your 45, Kevin.
Yeah, I know. It's not happening. Speaking of EPs, how about a Huey Lewis and the News EP, all dressed up for the young girls?
Oh, that's tight.
Like,
it's got Buddy Holly and Elvis.
Yeah, what's with all the?
It's because it's
that James Brown. What's going on? Yeah,
Heart of Rock and Roll, and all these guys are rock and roll.
Oh, that's Little Richard. Okay, who's that? Is that James Brown in the middle? Who's in the middle heart on the left side?
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry. There you go. All right, Chuck Berry. I don't know who's the bottom guy. Is that
Jackie Gleason?
That's not Jackie Gleason. I don't know who that is. Maybe that's the Big Bopper.
Yeah, that's why I guess Big Bopper, but I really don't know.
Unfortunately, it says it comes with a poster, but unfortunately, it did not.
No poster.
No poster. But it's a weird, like, it's just it's an EP, but it's like just a piece of paper.
That is weird.
It's got a sleeve in it, but it's very thin.
That's
like there's no spine. And then the songs on it, half the songs are just from sports, and then a couple of songs from.
So that's basically like a maxi single or something.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen it before. It's from the UK. It's a UK release.
Yeah, I bet you that's a maxi single because they would release those on cassette and CD that way too, or it would be like 3 songs, 4 songs. The real cassette singles usually only came with 2, so when you had more than 2, it would be kind of like they would call it a maxi single. So at least my experiences anyway.
So one of my favorite artists is Stephen Stills from Crosby, Stills and Nash. So of course I found a Stephen Stills album that I'd never seen before, never even heard of before. It was in there for $5. Never go wrong with Stephen Stills. Pull this out. I put this sucker on today, and I swear to God, it's a freaking disco album. It is disco. I've listened to this, and it's Stephen Stills singing a disco. Like the first song is called "You Can't Dance." I'm like, what is going on here? This thing is crazy. So apparently, Stephen Stills did some drumming for the Bee Gees on some of their big hits, and he got in with the Bee Gees and the producer of the Bee Gees, and he said, "Yeah, I want to make some disco music." And so this is a Stephen Stills disco album. And if you don't believe me, Andy Gibb from the Bee Gees appears, a courtesy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
how is the record? I mean,
it's terrible. It's but it's like really trippy. Like you're listening to
like an experimental album.
Like if you know what Stephen Stills sounds like, he doesn't have a voice for disco. He has a voice for like that folk music, and it's just weird to hear him singing to these disco songs, and then Andy Gibb is backing him up. It's just a really trippy listen. And there's also a terrible cover of the Allman Brothers' Midnight Rider on there. This is something you're going to want to stream and listen to. But it's oddly enough, this has never been released on CD as well. You can't get this on CD.
I don't think that's that odd. I think that's probably the reason. But is it valuable in any way because of its rarity?
Think so. No, because it's terrible.
Like nobody gives a shit. Yeah, right. It's one of those things where like, nah, we don't. It's rare, but we still don't give a fuck.
Right, and so that's why it was $5 in the bin. I thought it was cheap in the bin because I took it out and it was dust. Like there was so much dust on it. It took me forever to get all the dust out of this record. With that microfiber or carbon fiber brush, like it was so much dust. It was like I could knit a sweater with all of it, but it was totally not worth.
And you're wearing that sweater right now.
Yeah. So I went all out because they were $5 each, and I got myself a complete set of Loverboy. We got their 1985 release here, their 1983 release here. Their 1981 release here. This is the one with
that's the big one, right?
For the Weekend, and then their debut.
See, that's album. A kick-ass cover. I don't like all that writing, but I like the simplicity of him just smoking.
So yeah, this one's really good. This is like them. They were kind of like in a Van Halen phase. So this one's like a hard rock one, and it has the guys who worked on this. They're all the big guys. You got if you can see there, you got Bob Rock, Bruce Fairbairn. These guys all became big time producers, and Mike Frazier, the big time engineer that worked on a lot of the AC/DC albums. So you got those big 3 guys there working on this stuff, and it's I've only listened to the first 2, and they're good times. And of course, like I said, I was looking for the 45, so I got the 45 to go with that one. Got the single on there.
You gonna get yourself a jukebox?
No, you can just play 45s on your turntable.
I know you can, but get you a little jukebox, put it in a different room.
Nah, that's good. I like that. I like the 45s are fun. It's adding a whole other level to the. You find a record and then you try to find the 45.
Now, how do you store your 45s? You got
right in there.
Just stick them that in every one. You'll put them in there like a companion piece.
I actually bought a couple of cases for the ones that don't belong to any record that I don't have. But right now they're just in a Rubbermaid container. So eventually when those come in, they'll be properly stored. For $5 each, grabbed a couple of Carole King albums. These are good. I listened to these as well. These are good Sunday morning listening. With Tapestry. Found a John Hyatt album. My new guy that I've usually find him on CD. So I never. It's got that ray gun there.
Oh yeah,
that's a sci-fi album. Must be. So got him. It's a new. So this one I found one of the Carly Simon albums, and then I had to combine them with it was 3 albums for $10, and I was flipping through everything, and I found Phoebe Snow, who I've never bought. I don't really know her too well, and the first album I picked up was her first album, and the guy said, "Oh, that's the Phoebe Snow album to get. You got to get that one." I'm like, "Okay." And then he had her second album there, so I was like, "What the heck? I'll give them a try," and they're fantastic. They're great. Great album. I'm a Phoebe Snow fan.
So this is all recent pickups, Kevin?
I just bought these all last week. Yeah, last Sunday.
So you just would you get a little bonus check when you went going nuts, huh?
I haven't been to a record show since February of 2020. Right?
I got so you've been saving up and you've been ready to go.
Yeah, like anytime I sell a video game, it goes into that fund.
I got you.
So and this is the only one we'll probably go to this year. Maybe we'll go to another one in the fall if things calm down, but the summer's going to be really busy for us. So this is it. This is the only one we're going to. Okay. Trying to get through it all here. I got myself another Styx one. This is Kilroy Was Here. Still in the good era with Styx before they went all AOR. Got myself a Rick Ocasek solo album. I don't know why he did a solo album, because it's just the Cars.
Right.
And everybody who was in the Cars, it's like the Tom Petty. Everyone who was in the Cars is on this album, helping him out. Oh, but he's got
such a dick move, right? It's like, hey, Cars, we're gonna do an album, but we're not gonna mention you.
Well, the one cool thing is he got on all these songs, the guitarist Steve Stevens for Billy Idol is on all of these songs, and he just rips a few solos on here, and it's freaking fantastic. So that was a good listen. I found Detroit Stories, Alice Cooper's newest album. It was brand new for $30, and it's it's a double album. It's a 45, so you got the 45s in there, and then the gatefold with the Batman.
Did he do anything from that record at our show?
Yeah, he did a couple of songs. He did Go Man Go and Rock and Roll. That one. And then I found Welcome to My Nightmare, which I had on CD, but what the heck? It was $17, I think. No, that's what it was at the store. I think I paid
cool cover.
10 or 15. I can't remember. This is a great concept album too.
I like that cover too. It's cool.
Good stuff. And then I found, I've been looking for this one forever. Love It to Death. This was the one with I'm 18 on it, and the Ballad of Dwight Fry. And the record, it was $15, which is a lot better price than what it usually usually this thing is like $30 or $40. But the record was in a little bit of rough shape. But I got really cocky and confident, thinking I could clean it up and fix it up. And I did for the most part, but it's a well-worn record. You can see this, I cleaned this sucker and this stuff did not come out. And it won't play this full side. You could see that ring there. That's where it just starts getting really worn out. So that's something to watch for in the future when you're buying records. It looks okay, but that's really worn out back there. So it gets to down in this part and it just starts skipping. So for $15, I guess I got myself an okay piece of
you got
wall art.
Yeah.
And then I would have grabbed that for sure. That was a great.
And then this is their second album, Pretty's for You, or is it their first? Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, this is a kooky album. This is really out there. This is when Frank Zappa picked them up to open for him. But it's in great shape. for such an old release. This one played really well. It's really nice. And it was funny, like I was looking at this record, and a guy from another table, like a vendor from another table, came up to me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're looking at that Pretty's for You." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's a really strange album." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm into the Cooper, and it's like, well, what label is that?" And I said, "Oh, it's Warner Brothers." He's like, "Oh no, that's a late release. I got a second printing over at my table." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not really that kind of collector. This one's $15. I don't know how much you're charging." And before like I could even finish, the guy just left. He was just like, "God."
He's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, he's just like, not even goodbye or anything, just gone. He did not want to talk to me.
That's a dick move, though, man, to go to a competing vendor to try to pull his customers away.
I think he was friends with the other guy.
Yeah, but that's still shitty, man.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
shitty.
Yeah.
We would be friends very much longer if you did that at my booth. You know?
He was one of those guys too. Like they were playing some music, and Stairway to Heaven came on, and like every time Stairway to Heaven comes on, it's always the same two jokes. "Oh, you can't play that, man. Stairway denied." The Wayne's World joke, and then the other joke is from Almost Famous. Does anyone remember Laughter? And he was a guy like he like had to tell everybody that joke.
Guy, yeah.
Like anyone who came to his table, he had to either say either one of those jokes. It's like, okay, dude, like let it go, man. We got it. But anyways, that's everything I got. And that's not even including the stuff Sarah got. She got a lot more.
Wow.
So it was a good day for us.
Holy cow. But new records too there.
Yeah, they did have they have everything there. Picture discs, 45s, new stock, old stock. Not a lot of new stock, but there's like, and people were, it's funny because like some of the vendors seemed really desperate to sell because they hadn't had a show in so long. And then other ones were like they would not negotiate a price. They would not drop their price at anything. Like, "No, I got to charge whatever it says on there for it. I can't drop my price." But then other ones were like right away. They were like, I picked up, I went to one table and I was flipping through the AC/DC like I always do. And they had a Geordie record there. And Geordie is the band that Brian Johnson was in before he joined AC/DC. And it was just a cover I had never seen before. So I take it out and I'm looking at it, and it was like as if I picked up the wine menu at the Mandarin. It was just all of a sudden like the vendor, like just all coming on me. It's like, "Oh, you're looking for Geordie? You're looking for Geordie? I got Geordie up here. I got Geordie on the wall over here. Live at the thing or whatever." I'm like, "No, I'd never seen this cover before." He's like, "Well, if you need Geordie, I got tons of Geordie over here." Like, just okay, I don't need the hard.
Like a bunch of weirdos, man.
They are.
I mean, I'm trying to be nice about it, but damn, that's odd.
Well, I'm pointing out the weirdos there.
Of course, right.
Like there was like there's this couple, they're from Florida and they come up for these things. Well, they kind of, I guess they're snowbirds. And when they're down in Florida, they just buy tons of records and they bring them up here. And it's all stuff you don't normally like. If you want to buy like around here, if you want to buy Canadian, if you're into Canadian music and you want to buy Canadian stuff, there's tons of it, right? There's like just mountains of it. But if you're looking for anything like Motown or blues or anything like, it's really hard to find here because people just didn't buy it. They didn't listen to it as much or something. I don't know what, but they'll find that stuff down there and bring it up, and it's awesome to see that stuff. So there's some really good vendors there, but there's some strange people there too.
Imagine if Chris Roberts filled up a cube truck of his wares and brought it up here, how much he would make.
Yeah, I know.
You would do okay. I think so.
If they'd let me across the border, I mean.
That's true.
They might not let me bring all that stuff in.
Kevin, was there the vendor there? I remember there was always a vendor who would sell his records by the pound. Was that guy there?
No.
Okay.
Nobody there was selling by the pound. Everything was like individually priced and that, except for like there was vendors that did have, like I found all those Lover Boys in the $5, $5 bin. Some of them did have, like if you buy, 3 or 4, you can get a discount or whatever, but there was no selling by the pound.
And lots of crates on the floor, I bet, under the tables.
Yes, there was, with a lot of rough looking stuff in it. But there wasn't a lot of people going down there looking for it. They were all looking for the good stuff up.
Yeah,
up
it's
top.
tough. I spent a whole day down there.
And another thing I noticed that a lot of them were doing, they were like selling like the popular stuff off to the side. So if you were looking for Led Zeppelin, there was no point in going to the L's and trying to find it. They had it all off to the side. So it was like stuff like Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Jimi Hendrix, Beatles, Rolling Stones, all off to the, like, there was, at least half of them were doing that and putting off the side, almost like as if they didn't, like, if you were like so many people were looking for that stuff that it was easier just to keep those people off to the side so they could deal with anyone who was looking for something else. And it was like one person would be just dedicated to that stuff. And it was just interesting. Like the first table I went to and I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting idea. I like, so people can actually flip through the records and you're not trying to get through all like the, Bob Dylan rejects to get to the other stuff or whatever. But then I saw another table do it, and then another table do it. And I'm like, wow, this must be.
They probably got together pre-convention and were like, listen.
I think so.
This is how I'm doing it. Let's do it that way.
Yeah, or they just saw other tables doing it that way, and they thought, that's a good idea. But yeah, apparently this was the second show that they did this year, and they had a show the weekend before in Oshawa, and they were all saying it was really crazy. Like it was rammed. It's never been that busy. And the Newmarket one that I went to was a little more normal. So it's coming back with a vengeance. It seems like.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have to keep an eye out for when it comes to this town.
There is one, I think, in Barrie, but I think we are committed. We have another commitment, or we should be committed. I think we have another commitment that weekend. But you can go to, I think it's vibrations.ca. I think that's the name of the website where they have all the shows in Southern Ontario.
Or that'll bring up something else as a website.
Well, you got it. It's vibrations. Got to put the shuns on there. Not a tour. Don't look at your bookmarks. Type it in, Bill. And don't let it autofill. Type it all.
No, they got a ton of dates here. Holy.
Maybe they added some more. Maybe they added more.
Yeah, it's May 1st in Barrie. It's going up to Sudbury the end of April if you're back up to Sudbury.
Yeah. Well, that's the same weekend as the Barrie Game Exchange.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to that. You want to go to the Barrie Game Exchange.
Well, I'm kind of, like I said, I got a prior commitment, right?
Right on. Chris Roberts, nice of you to join us tonight. It's good to see you, sir.
I had a lot of stuff to do today. I didn't think I was going to make it on, and I figured pop in for a few minutes, and I didn't realize you guys had gone that long at that point. But if you got a couple more minutes, I could show some things before you get out of here. It's up to you.
Sure. Saturday night. What else are we going to do?
I don't know. I'm not trying to keep nobody, but all right. So lately, I kind of shifted back to games because I've been kind of on a rush of like just sweet deals coming my way. But I'll start off with some cheap shit. Yesterday, I went to I had a work thing, and while I was up there, I was able to have some time to go to some thrift stores. And there's one that actually had games, and games that I've been wanting and needing, and they were cheap. So I don't buy a lot of PS3 games, but I was kind of looking for this one for a while. It's the Adventures of Spider-Man 2. It goes for about 25, maybe 35 because of that exclusive Walmart variant right there. That's actually it's not a sticker. It's actually incorporated into the label on the inside. But yeah, it looks kind of cool. I mean, I'll probably give it a play. If nothing else, I'm not turning it down for $5. I did forget the one thing I was going to show, but so how they got that translucent green controllers for the Xbox, right? So I have 2 Halo consoles, like they had a Halo special edition, and they both came with Xbox controllers that had the little Halo stamps on them. They really weren't that much. They were like about $35-$40, but I haven't looked them up in a while. And a couple years ago, I did a deal with the guy. He wanted to buy something off me, and then he just like threw that in as a gift because I did the deal with him. So I had one for one of my Xboxes, and I found another one. So I've been wanting to like match up some regular green ones because they're not as sexy, but they still look the same. So when I went around the corner, there was this basket that had a bunch of controllers in it, and it had a translucent green. So I picked it up and I looked at it, and I was like, let me see what they're going for now. And they're going for about $30-$35. They're wanting $11.99. I thought, that's not a bad deal. I'll go ahead and grab this and I'll match it up. And then there was and I thought to myself, I was like, too bad it wasn't that Xbox controller, that Halo, because I bet you they wouldn't notice it. And I looked down and there was another one, but it was face down, and I flipped it over and it had the wires wrapped around it. So I peeled it back and there was the Halo. Yeah, just like that, but it has Halo in the middle. And those things are going for like $120 now.
The Halo one.
Yeah, and it says $11.99. The regular green ones are going for about $30-$35 depending on how many are listed at the time. But
wow.
So yeah, I went ahead and grabbed the Halo one. I didn't grab them both. I figure, I already had a little pile going. But I did pick up some Atari games too. I don't have a working 5200 controller, but I am kind of piecing together a set just for kind of the hell of it. And I didn't have Choplifter. This one goes for about 20, a little more than that. It was $10 there, and I thought, well, I'm already so far ahead on the controller. This is all free. Another game I don't know anything about, but it's called the Challenge of Nexar. It just says Nexar on it, but it's like if you look fine print, you can see the challenge of. You really have to have your glasses on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. It's probably some sort of space shooter. Here's another one. I think this might be like a Battleship clone, but it's called Codebreaker. The only reason I think it's Battleship is you see that like some sort of ship in the background, and I really don't know what it is, but it looks kind of cool. It doesn't matter. These were all just a couple of bucks a piece. And then I was looking through my list, and I was like, I don't know where Concentration is, because I have like an app that has like this stuff, and there's had this game Concentration. I'm like, why isn't this in the list? And it's like, oh, because it's a game of concentration. So it's like, oh, that's why it's not. But I didn't have it, so I went ahead and grabbed that too. So nothing real sexy there, but this stuff has been coming in. I bought some stuff off Instagram from a couple different dudes, but this is one I'm really happy to add. I am like piecing together kind of like a small curated box collection. I don't really want too many, but I do want to get the games that I like and the ones I had as a child. I didn't have this as a kid, but it's always one I really like the game, but it's the Gunsmoke with the cartoon variant. There's 2 different kinds. One has more of a realistic look that looks like a real cowboy, and this one's kind of like this cartoony dude. So I got this one off a friend from Chicago, and he gave me a real sweet deal on that. So that actually came in a couple days ago. And then a different guy. Now, this was a game that I didn't think I was going to be able to get boxed, because like when I was looking it up like about a year and a half ago, kind of peak pandemic, this thing was going for like $400. So I was like, I just don't want it that much. It's just not worth it. And then I noticed this guy had it, and I asked him how much he wanted. He said $75, and I said sold. But then I looked it up, and I noticed the prices have come down. But this is the sequel to Metal Gear. They really wanted to distance themselves from Metal Gear, so you don't see Metal Gear anywhere on here. They might in some fine print in there say it somewhere, but it's just called Snake's Revenge. But this is technically Metal Gear Part 2 on the NES. So, and of course you still have your Reese right there.
Yeah,
Terminator ripoff. Look out! I mean, he's hit the weight since the first game. This dude's ripped. Look, he's got a silencer. This is an NES game with a silencer on the cover and an Uzi. So there's all kinds of stuff here. There's the Metal Gear right there. And there's a chick, there's
a lot going on. A
little bit of cleavage going on. It's got all the things. I mean, it's pretty cool. So today we went out and we hit a couple of estate sales and a yard sale, and then I hit a couple of game stores. But I found this still sealed, $10. It's still brand new, like it's never been open. I'm like, dude, and my right Joy-Con, well, my left Joy-Con's shit, because my daughter broke it. So I felt bad for her because, I didn't feel like buying another one at the moment, and she only uses it in handheld mode, and I normally play it on the TV now, and I have a Pro controller, so I just went ahead and gave her mine. Now I'm whole again. So there it is.
Congrats.
I couldn't believe it, man. It's like, what?
Are you gonna throw away that box?
No, I'll probably add this to some sort of shitty shrine somewhere. Yeah. So then I went to my secret. See, I have a secret thrift store, but I also have a secret game store. This is a game store that I don't know anybody else who knows about it, because they don't advertise as a game store. They advertise themselves as something else, which I won't even mention that because I don't want to give any hints.
No
in case
one's
someone's
watching.
listening. You don't know that, Bill. I don't know. I have to assume somebody's paying attention. So I don't even mention. I ain't even going to tell you what it is. It could be a shady massage parlor for all you know. But they have a little game section. And what's so amazing about it is they don't have a ton of stuff, but they always have something rare in there. And their deal is buy two, get one free. So if you buy two $100 games, you get a free $100 game. Like whatever. So then I'm sitting there like trying to match up prices. Like I'll find a $70 game, and now I'm trying to find two more games that are very close to that. The optimal thing would be, 70, 70, 70 or whatever. So you get the maximum value. But so this one's actually been sitting there for a while. Now they had it at $40. But again, remember, this is going to be a combined price. And at the time, it was going for like $55, $60. So I never look at it. Now it's going up to like $150. There one sold recently for $200, and there's only like 4 on eBay right now. So this came for the Miracle Piano. So it's kind of like an exclusive deal. It's officially licensed, but the only way you could get it is if you bought the Miracle Piano that had the Super Nintendo connection to it. So yeah, so this is going to pay for everything I bought. Everything else I show you, that'll pay for everything. And so that was 40. And then this one, now this one goes for like about 130, and they had it at 70. So I went ahead and picked it up because it's going to be free after I sell everything. But it's just something for the set. This is the only thing out of these Super Nintendo games I'm keeping. I'll probably never even play this, but it's just kind of one of those RPGs that I've never heard of, but it's pricey. And look, they even threw in a fantasy in there. They really wanted you to know RPG, fantasy, dudes with swords and chicks, just so you know, it's something you want. And then, so then the combo of all that, essentially this was free. So what was that? 70, 40. And this was, well, actually the Miracle Piano was free. This one was 45. But this is a not for resale cart. Again, this one's been there for a long time, but all of a sudden the prices have shot up. And before these were going for about $70, and he wanting 40 or 45. So it's like, there's not really a lot of play there. But now they're going more for 100, and there's only 2 on eBay, and they're all holding the line. They're pushing the line. They're like 120. So I could slip in at 100, pop this baby up. So between these two, this is going to pay for everything I bought today. These two right here. And then I'll get the
collectors.
And then I'll get to keep this thing, and then I'm going to get to keep this stuff that I'm about to show you. So I went to another store, and they post up their trade-ins. Whenever some trade-ins come, they always like make a big display, and so you get to see everything. So I saw a couple things I wanted, but this was a couple weeks back, so I wasn't sure if they were still going to have it. But anyways, so this was the last wrestling game I needed. I mean, I still need muscle, but this is out of like the wrestling proper, like the WCW, WWF, and then the pro wrestling. I don't know. I guess technically I still need muscle, but I feel pretty complete. At least I got all the WWF games. Look at the Hulkster. You know what I mean?
Which way he's hanging?
Yeah, you get all in there. You know all about the Hulkster right there. He's pumped up.
That's why you need the box, because you get the full image.
Yeah, you got the $1 Million Man, you got the Honky Tonk Man, all kinds of people back here. Macho Man, bunch of men. Yeah, and this is a really good shape. I've been like eyeballing this one on eBay for a while, but I really wanted like the first print, like that. That's what this is. It's it is a Rev A, so I'm not sure if there is one that's not a Rev A, but I'm pretty sure this is the first print. But it still has the circle seal. You can see the Rev A right there. So technically, I'm not quite sure, but I think this only had a Rev A. The Rev A is just some sort of code that they'll put on it. Some of the earlier editions don't have that, and then at some point they all do. But yeah,
all
it's really
wrestling games or all games?
No, all NES games
have like revision A. Is that
okay? So like, I'll give you an example. This is a true first print in many ways. This is the other game that I got. Okay, now up until recently, I didn't really care much about the game itself because I never really gave it the proper attention. When I was a kid, I bought this game based on the arcade experience that I had with this game. So when I brought it home, it did not match the arcade at all. It was more of a Zelda style game. And at that time in my life, I didn't really play that kind of game. So I was like, what the fuck is this? So I took it back. There was this place called Home Express. And it was kind of like just a really kick-ass store. They had like a little Nintendo Center in it, but it also had like all kinds of electronics. And it was just a really cool place. But so I took it back and I told him like it didn't work because that was the only way, because I was standing in line and I was thinking like, what am I going to tell them if they won't take the game back? And I thought, well, I'll just tell them it didn't work. So I get up there and I was like, I want to return this. And he goes, why? And I was like, well, it didn't work. Like when I put it in, it wouldn't play. And he goes, okay, but you have to sign an affidavit. And if we find out it works, you could be liable. And I was sitting there thinking for a second. I'm like, how the fuck's he going to track me down? I'm a kid. Yeah, I'll sign whatever you want. Give me the paper, And then I ended up trading it in for Tiger Heli. But now that I played it as an adult, this is an excellent game. And I was really happy to add this back because I want all my childhood box games in the collection. And it's Rygar. So this is a really cool game. I have to say, I really had a lot of fun with it recently in the Beat the Bandy Challenge. And I went right through it. I've been told all this time it's super hard, but I kind of figured out a little trick to level up quicker. And see, there's no Rev A on that. So this is a real early print. Well, this would be a first print for Rygar, but it's also a very early print Nintendo game because it still has the hang tab. And there's not a lot of non-Nintendo games that have hang tabs. I mean, there are some, but so it's kind of cool. And now this was in a game store that they know what they're doing, right? And this right here, I've seen completed sales for like high threes, 350, 379 with the hang tab, right? And they had it for 120, but I was able to get a bundle deal between the two. And so it really kind of knocked it down to more like 90. But I mean, fantastic deal. So funny thing is I know the owner. So anytime I'm in there and I'm looking around, I'll get my shit ready and then I'll take a picture of it and I'll text him because he's not always there. So I'll text him like, all right, what's the lowest you could do? Give me a price. And then the first question he asked, because normally he'll just give me a price. And he's like, is that Rygar a hang tab? And I was like, oh shit. He looked up Rygar. I asked for a better price on WrestleMania. I just let him know that I was buying the Rygar too. So I was like, maybe he'll just drop this price. I'm like, I'm already going to pay the price for this. Don't look this one up. This one, don't look that one up. I want to buy this one, but I want a better price on it. But I want you to know I'm buying more stuff. But, and fucking right away, you looked that up. And I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and walk over here and pay for this real quick. So I went over there and just bought it. And then I replied back. And then he actually said something else. So I just avoided the question altogether. And he goes, just pay me, what was it? Like, I don't know, 160 and I won't add tax or some shit like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, dude, you got it, man. And fuck it. And I told the guy, hey, just add another 35, no, another 40 or whatever it was, no tax. And he's like, okay. But yeah.
And you're keeping that one?
Oh yeah, these are going right in these box games are all going into the collection.
Now, what if you can find a boxed version that's like not hang tab, reasonable, and you can make tons of money with this hang tab one? Would you trade in? No,
nah. Because this is I'm a collector, buddy. This is the collector show, not the reseller show.
Okay.
So this is the stuff for the collection. Yes, I am reselling this stuff, but the only reason is I have both of these. I have one because, frankly, who doesn't have a not for resale NCAA basketball, Bill? Okay. So this would be my second one, and I already have this, so I'm going to sell these to pay for the rest of this crap.
No, you wouldn't hang on to that miracle cart until you get the keyboard? to go with it?
Nah, that keyboard doesn't do no good. You know how much it costs to ship that fucking thing? I have a boxed Miracle Piano for the Nintendo with all the NES with all the stuff. I can't give that thing away. I got a guy who asked me if he can have it, and I said yeah. And then I'm like, he kind of is by Curtis. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be in LA this weekend. You want to meet up? Oh, I'm busy. I really can't. He don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that important. If it was me and I wanted, I'd be like, yeah, I'll make the time. No, he don't care. I can't give it away. I took it to a con, $50. Nobody even looked at it. So it's like, eh.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. I mean, you'll find that one guy who wants it because they do kind of display nice, but they're fucking huge. They're in this big box. And I don't know. I hate the one I have, but I can't get rid of it because I have two of them. I found them both at yard sales for like $10. I got two. Actually, I got 3 fucking pianos and 2 of them are boxed. I don't even want the third one. I would just throw it away if I could, but I can't. It won't my body won't let me actually do it. So I'm going to take it to a con, and just the first person that asks, I'm going to say, make me an offer, and whatever number they say, I'm going to say sold, and you take it. If they say free,
we'll sell it.
You pay the price, and you can have it. You want to pay shipping, it's yours.
Have you ever seen one, Kevin?
No.
Have you ever seen 3, Kevin?
No.
I could sell you 3. I can sell you 3.
I don't think I've ever even seen a top loader, and I don't know how you got so many of those.
No, I think I still have 7, and I've sold off like 5. Every time I sell one, I come across, I get 2 more. It's
I remember them back in the day in the box at the store, but I've never seen one. I think Bill has one, but he won't show it to me. He's too afraid to let me.
Dude, I remember going into Toys R Us when they were really trying to liquidate these things. Brand new, they were like, I don't know what they were brand new, but I went into Toys R Us, and whatever the price was, they had a slash through it, and they were going for $19.99, and the stack was as tall as me. And I remember, the girl I was with at the time, I turned to her and I said, I should just buy a couple of these and just throw them in the closet and forget about it. I mean, frankly, it wouldn't have been that big of a score. I should have bought the Earthbounds that was in that same cabinet. There was 2 big boxes of those sitting there, and they were like $20 too. They were slashed in prices. They didn't have no sticker on it, but I saw the, you know what I mean? They had the little plaque thing. I should have bought those instead, but yeah, this thing was like that tall, man. It was crazy.
When I was in college, the Blockbuster by the college had like Blockbuster was weird. They would charge, like, something would be passe. It would be done like 5 years ago, but it'd still be in their store, and they'd be charging it like as if it just came out the day before. So I remember they had like complete in box Earthbounds, like, I don't know, about 5 or 6 of them, and they were all had $80 still written on them. And
you'd be a millionaire right now if you
and nobody was buying them. Like, nobody wanted them, right? And I was like, I had like, it was the PlayStation was the thing, and I had a Super Nintendo, but I was buying like Donkey Kong Country for like $5.
You're in a different, and you were in a different mode probably too, right?
Yeah, I was not in the mood to play it.
I will say I'm not a big turn-based RPG player. I really don't like them, to be honest, but I did get Earthbound a couple years ago from the same store that I got these box games at, and it had my hometown rental on it, so it was a game I actually rented as a kid. And he gave me like a under market price, which at the time was like, I don't know what I think the market was like 190 or something, but he sold it to me for $150. And I was like, sold. I'll just buy it. If nothing else, I'm buying a piece of my childhood. I really don't even care about the game, but I'm glad to have it. It's kind of neat. It was my hometown store. It was the first place I ever rented at. And I just kind of want to preserve that. Some other guy's going to get it. He's going to tear off the sticker, and it's going to be gone forever, Right. Plus, I actually needed the game, I guess, if I want to go for SAD or whatever. So I went and bought it, and now that thing's like $500. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I was like, well, but I did play it, though, and I actually had a very fun time with it. And I'm not an RPG, like a turn-based RPG guy at all, but it was a fun game. It was very quirky, and it had a lot of weird stuff to it, and very good music. And like I think the final boss is like a butthole. It's fucking awesome.
It's a different game.
Yeah, It's a trip, or it's a vagina or something. It's something. It's like, go look at it. Like, go look at it. Tell me I'm wrong. It's some sort of
you're not wrong.
orifice. Yeah, it's like, but it's a great game. And I'm shocked that, like, it. First off, it's funny that people try to push it as something rare when it's not rare. They made a bunch of those games. You know what I mean? They just, people don't want to get rid of them. So it's like an artificial rarity. People who have them don't want to sell them. So in that regards, they're very, very rare and uncommon, but you can go to a convention, there'll be 10, 15 Earthbounds. You know, I don't call that rare. You go through the convention, you might see 2 or 3 little Samsons, or you might see 1 world championship or something like that. That's rare, you know what I mean? But anyways, it's fun. But yeah, I got some good shit. I'm happy. But no, Bill, I will not sell you my Rygar for $500. Okay, I won't do it. Okay. Look at that hang tab, man.
Look at the hang tab.
Ooh, still got it. Oh, it hasn't been punched.
Oh man, I'm serious. You fill up a cube van, come up here.
If they would let me across the border, I would. I got stuff to sell, but
I don't know how that would work with how you
I don't
bring
think they
up
would let
goods.
you do it. I'd have to tell them. I don't think you can. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you have to get a reseller permit or something. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure you guys will want a piece of the action tax-wise, right? You're not going to let me sell up there for free.
We do have a free trade agreement, but I don't know.
I don't know if that applies to video games and VHS tapes, Bill, and records.
You could say you're just taking it all up to a landfill up here.
Yeah, I'm just going to dump it. I'm sure they'll want me to bring my garbage up there. I'll just have to say I'm moving, and all the stuff is my personal items. I need all this shit.
You just say that you're part of the cartridge club, and we all give each other gifts, and these are gifts for everybody that's in the club.
Yeah,
you're not selling anything. They're gifts. There you go. Look at that.
Yep.
Me and Josh on the same level.
Josh is going to have his Earthbound that he found in the garbage at the Very Game Exchange if anyone needs one.
That's pretty amazing to find an Earthbound in the garbage can. I did find a Game Boy Advance game. So weird. On the ground yesterday, yesterday I was walking around and there was a Powerpuff Girls just right on the ground. Like, I don't know why, but it was there. It's just weird. Like, it didn't mean nothing. It's not worth anything, but it's still just strange. And it wasn't near anything that it should have been. It was like by a CVS pharmacy, which is like Walgreens or whatever you guys got up there.
That's true.
Yeah, we got to
send our garbage down there.
Yeah, it's like your musicians and your actors. That's the garbage you're talking about.
Look, we are not responsible for you guys cherry picking the worst musicians that we have. Like, I don't why Nickelback. What's wrong with you guys? Bieber, you have great stuff, but you guys keep taking.
We try to get them. We try to keep them out, but you guys keep.
You guys want it?
Some trade agreement or some shit.
I mean, listen to Strippers Union. No, I want Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
you don't even know what I'm talking about. You never heard of Strippers Union?
I never have heard. I mean, I like where you're going. Strippers Union. Great band. Intriguing, but
fantastic. But no, you gotta have the beads.
And one last thing before we leave in the game store, Shannon bought me this for the hell of it because I said I liked it, and I never play it, but I'm a fan of Tony Hawk. And
well, isn't that nice?
Yeah, it was nice of her.
What did you buy for her?
I bought her lunch. Was way more expensive than this.
Oh.
Yeah, so we went to sushi. So yeah, broke my diet. And we went and ate. Broke the keto. So got to restart it tomorrow.
Oh,
it's okay. That's kind of part of the game. You break it every now and then, and then it kickstarts your thing again or something. I don't know. There's a big theory. I didn't give a shit. I said we're gonna eat out. So that was that.
Should have went to the Waffle House then.
Come on.
I've heard good things.
Honestly, we don't even have Waffle Houses where I'm at, but yeah, that's kind of more of a back east thing.
All right. Is that it then? Is everyone happy? Are we good?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
We said it all. What more can be said?
You guys did this whole show by yourself? No Bandy?
No
Nope.
Bandy. Bandy was busy with baseball games and stuff, looking after his life. So
all right.
Curtis is going to be, he was working and
he big timed you.
Big timed us, but those guys are appearing in the next, am I allowed to say, a Cartridge Club podcast coming up?
Why
Maybe
wouldn't
I'm
you
not
be
allowed
allowed
to
to
say
say? Oh, like a surprise? He said it privately, huh?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't
Who gives
know.
a shit, man? If any of you guys are bummed out about the spoiler, oh well.
Sauce
it's a tease,
is here.
Man.
He could give me trouble for spilling beans at Cartridge Club business.
Oh, Sauce already left.
So we will get the gang back together again. But yeah, this was 2 hours and 45 minutes YouTube of original content.
Right.
YouTube. 100% original.
Yeah, no sampling. No, nothing. All originally produced by our host.
This is how we shoot it. In front of the camera, and we do it live like this so there you go, YouTube. We're all good. So check that out. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. The Collectors will be back for episode 11 very shortly. Don't forget, I said I got all that stuff coming in. We'll be looking at that. One day we'll get to this media back here. Kevin, you can go find him at canadiangrooves.ca. Canadian music blogger, where you learn about some Canadian music you might have forgotten about or to look forward to.
There's no Nickelback on there, no Justin Bieber.
No Bieber. Celine Dion or no?
No, I respect Celine Dion, but I'm not a fan.
No.
Okay. What about Crackers?
Crackers.
Yeah, the deep cuts.
What about Alan Thicke's kid?
Look, no Crackers. No, I haven't.
What about Alan Thicke's kid? He had that one song. I
don't think he's Canadian. I mean, his dad.
Well,
is
I guess technically, he could have been conceived in the States. I don't know.
Yeah. Conceived in the States.
Well, he's got Canadian DNA, so it's got to count for something, right?
Yeah.
He did get sued for that song, though. Anyway, go ahead. Just a bunch of thieving Canadians sampling other people's music.
But that Pharrell actually wrote that song, so
I know he ripped them.
I mean, they were all like, "Oh, it's black, taking our sound and all that." But Pharrell was like a co-writer on there. It doesn't count. I don't
guess not.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, don't forget, Kevin also appears on the Retro Fandango podcast. One just happened yesterday. Find that on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Good stuff over there. Kevin and his partner Richard Rambox had a lively episode. I listened right up until James Bond because I haven't seen that yet, and I don't want Kevin to sour it on me.
I did not spoil anything from James Bond.
Yeah, but he puts this sourness on movies that.
Spoiler alert, I like the movie.
Oh, good. Okay, maybe I'll keep listening then. I think I
enjoyed it.
I heard April 15th, they're all coming to Amazon Prime. All Bond.
Oh.
Every Bond?
Every Bond, including the latest one for a limited time on Amazon Prime. So I only have to wait a few more days.
When is that? The 15th?
Yeah.
I got mine from the library. They actually had the Blu-ray at the library.
Mm-hmm. I looked at mine too, but they're out like crazy. Big waiting list. James Bond is on a Plex, but the bandwidth for me to pull it off your Plex is like very low. It's very low res, unfortunately. I've complained about it in the past. Maybe you should buy a bigger Plex account so I can get a 4K stream from that Plex account. But right now, it only comes out, I think, 720p at the most. Lots of digital artifacts, stereo sound. Come on, Josh, get it together. Oh, he says he unlocked the bandwidth. Is that true? I'll check. I think he's teasing me. Okay, Chris Roberts, who popped in. Of course, you can find him on the VHS show, the VHS collection over at Midnight is Flashing YouTube channel. And if you want to see some awesome clips of old commercials and stuff like that, archival clips from your favorite TV shows in the 80s and 90s, check out Planet of the Tapes on TikTok.
Yeah, check it out. Come see me on Instagram, CWR2. Come by and let's trade some games or something, or some tapes.
He's got enough Instagram followers. You don't have to do that.
No, come on by.
He's got enough.
I actually had a nice little rush over the last few weeks. I've gained like 75 followers. It's nice.
Oh my God.
How many you got, Bill?
Not as much as you. Oh my God. I saw his number today. I went, what? God damn it. He is like Justin Bieber. He's got that many followers.
Shit. If Justin Bieber woke up with my followers, he'd jump off a bridge.
You're the Bieber of the resellers then, or the collectors. How about that?
Listen, I only have 17,600 followers on TikTok. So
wow,
that's not that many.
It isn't?
No. I mean, it's a lot, but
that's a lot.
You need to get to like that 100K million status to, have bragging rights. But, it's cool. I made a whole $25 so far on my creator fund, Kevin. $25. What do you think of that, buddy? That's big money.
If that'll buy you a part of one of those pianos.
Right. It'll buy me some of this crap that I bought today. It'll help you pay it off.
There you go. Lucky TikTok isn't owned by YouTube, or they'd shut that shit down.
No, they encourage copyright infringement.
All right. Thanks, everybody, again. Thanks, chat. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Right on.
Thanks, guys.